The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, what are we going to do about this here telegram?
What are you going to do about it?
My goodness, sooner or later somebody's got to open it.
Maybe it's money we want. No harm in seeing how much it is.
What are you doing?
Well, I open it, you take it out.
Well, now, if that ain't the silliest thing I ever heard of in all my life. You read it.
Well, I sure am blessed with big, brave men in this family.
Bad news?
What's it say, Kate?
Driving west, expect to arrive in California around noon tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you. And it's signed Mr. and Mrs. E. Parker. So what do you think about that?
Eve Parker from Smoky Corners?
Uh-huh.
Pickle Brain Parker?
Grandpa.
Well, that's what they called him back in West Virginia, sugar.
She used to go with Eve Parker, didn't she?
Well,
Did she? Grandpa, she come within a hog's hair of marrying him.
now, Luke.
Well, now, tell the truth, Kate. Outside of me, Eve Parker was the only other fellow that ever proposed to you, wasn't he? Grandpa, as a matter of fact, I think I kind of stole her away from him.
Well, I wouldn't brag too much on that, Luke. Beating Eve Parker, you know, is like beating nothing. You want the brightest of men, you know.
Grandpa, you shouldn't talk that way. Besides, how do you know what Eve is like? You ain't seen him in years, and he's a respectable married man now.
Well, that didn't change his brain none.
He couldn't even get out of kindergarten. Do you remember the time he got the cow? I went over there one day at milking time, and I swear the cow was pointing to show him where to get it.
I don't think it's a bit funny talking that way about an old friend of mine.
Well, that's something I can never figure out, Kate, how a girl like you could even go with Eve. I swear you could have done better than that.
Look, it's best not to make too much fun of Kate's old boyfriend, because after all, things did turn out all right, you know. Anyway, she married a McCoy.
Which I suppose is the greatest thing a girl could do.
Sure.
Appears to me you're being mighty disrespectful if someone's going to be our guest.
Oh, you're right, sugar. Yeah, Grandpa, while he's here, it's our duty to see to it that Eve and his wife feel right to home.
And you don't have to worry at all, Kate. Just because we're getting along fine here, we got a fancy house and a nice farm, we ain't gonna rub it at all.
Yeah, good, Grandpa. Remember that, yeah. We'll act humble.
Yeah, humble. I should do humble.
Well, the rest of the house is in order. Oh, thanks, Ice. Now, if you two will just get up, we can straighten up in here, and the house will all be ready for the company. They should be here any time now.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be too sure they'll make it. Not if they're driving the same car Eve had back home.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's bound to slow them down, having to stop now and again to buy kerosene to fill up the headlamps.
They're coming. Are you sure? I see a big cloud of dust down the road.
Yeah, that'd be Eve, all right. He's probably still dragging rocks for brakes.
All right, you two, you've had your fun. Now, enough of that kind of talk. Maybe Eve Parker ain't successful like you are, but the least you can do is act civil. What can you expect of Ned and Kate?
Well, they better not expect too much from the one that just got here.
Best put a good, humble look on your face.
This must be your wife.
This is Lori. This is Kate.
How do you do? You remember Hansie, don't you?
Sure.
I said humble, not sick.
Well, hi.
That can't be Eve. He's got shoes on.
His car. I don't see no kerosene lamp.
It's him, all right.
Little Luke. My, how you've grown. Luke, you old son of a gun. Mr. McCoy, it's sure good to see you.
You changed.
Well, haven't we all? Oh, fellas, I want you to meet my wife, Laura Jane. This is Luke and Grandpa McCoy.
I'm charmed. Ain't she the loveliest thing?
You married to Pickle Brick? Eve?
I'm the lucky one that called him. Well, what are we all standing out here for? Grandpa, why don't you take him inside the house? Luke, you get their bags?
Yeah.
My, I sure am glad you and Grandpa didn't polish up our car. It would have embarrassed dumb old Eve and that poor girl who married him.
Well, how's everything back in Smoky Corners?
Oh, we wouldn't know anything about that. We live in Wheeling now.
Wheeling?
Yeah, Eve wanted to be near his enterprises.
Into what?
Oh, his businesses. Oh, that's what he's always got his mind on. Figures and businesses and all that such. But I don't reckon I have to tell you about all these dealings. I reckon you know them as well as I do.
Yes, Luke and Grandpa were talking about Eve's brains just before you came, wasn't you?
Yeah, we said a lot about that.
What business are you in, Eve?
Eve has 4 tobacco farms. Oh, you 5, darling.
It's 4 tobacco farms. There's 5 dairy farms.
Oh, of course. These businesses just grow so fast, I can't remember what all he owns.
Well, I sure am glad to see an old friend doing so well. Ain't you, Luke?
Yeah. It's a thrill.
Self-made man.
Now, don't go bragging on me too much, honeybee. Hey, why don't we change so that I can look around the farm while it's still light?
Anything you say, darling.
Well, come right this way. I hope you'll excuse the looks of the guest room. I didn't have much chance to fix it up.
Well, what's the matter with Kate? There ain't nothing wrong in the guest room. Bed's got sheets on it, top and bottom.
I can't figure it at all. Can you?
It's got me floored. I remember when we left Smoky Corners. Why, he wanted nothing but a delivery boy for the fertilizer works.
Yeah. I figured he'd go downhill from there. Sugar Babe, what are you doing out here in the middle of the day all wrapped up in a squirrel skin?
Oh, Luke, this is genuine mink. Don't it feel elegant? Oh, here, Laurie, you better take it back before I get too used to it. You know, Luke, Eve gave that to Laurie, and it weren't her birthday or nothing.
No, he just came home one day, and that was his way of saying hello. Isn't he a sweet little darling? Does Luke bring you gifts?
Huh? Oh, yes. Our last anniversary, he bought me a lovely bottle of toilet water. Large size, too.
Yeah, I'm a spender.
Laurie was just telling me about their life back in Wheeling. You'll never guess where they live. The Jackson Mansion. Remember how we used to walk past it and wonder what it looked like inside? Now Eve owns it. I'm mighty proud of the success you made, Eve. I always said you could do it.
Yeah, that's right. You were the first one that ever had any faith in me, and it meant a lot. You know, I never told you this, but I once asked Kate to marry me.
How could you let him just slip through your fingers? Well, not that Luke isn't a good catch or anything.
Kate, ain't it about time you started supper?
Yes, I had to get to the kitchen. Excuse me.
Oh, no, you don't. We're just not going to have you slaving over a hot stove for us. We'd like to take you in town to a restaurant for dinner.
You mean all of it? Little Luke and Hassan, Grandpa, too?
Why, sure. Why not?
Well, we haven't done anything like that since Grandpa's birthday 2 years ago. We all went in for a pizza pie.
Well, now, Kate, honey, restaurant dinners for all of us would be terrible expensive.
Now, don't you worry about that. We do it all the time. Eve says as long as the restaurants, why should I bother cooking? You always say that, don't you, Eve?
I say it all the time.
Well, listen, now, we're just not going to take no for an answer. Come on, let's get on our dining clothes.
Well, all right. Imagine going to a restaurant and it ain't even an occasion.
Show-offs.
But, Luke, they just being kind and considerate. They just don't want me to work in the kitchen, that's all.
And I do? Is that it?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but that's what you was thinking. And I'll tell you something else you was thinking.
What?
You was thinking how it would have been if you'd have married Eve Parker.
Oh, Luke, how can you say such a thing?
Do you deny it crossed your mind just one little bit?
Oh, well, of course it did. Any girl that
I
meets
knew
an old...
it. I knew it.
But it doesn't mean anything.
It does to me. I'm sorry I can't take you out to a restaurant every night for dinner so you don't have to cook, but that's the way it is, and that's all.
Oh, Luke, don't...
Now, I don't want to talk about it no more. If you don't mind, I've got to go in and put on my dining clothes. Grandpa, sure up early this morning.
I couldn't sleep. I said it once, and I'll say it again. A restaurant ain't no place to eat. I swear. That lobster I done in has been clawing at my insides all night long.
Well, I couldn't sleep all night just thinking what it cost. I swear Kate could feed all of us for a whole month for the price of just one of them dinners. Still have leftovers for the hogs. Well, that Eve sure must have it.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about that. And I've been thinking about how come he got so goddamn smart all of a sudden.
How?
Well, he's like a fighter that's been going on for 14 rounds, never lifting his hand, leaving all the work to the other fella. Then the 15th round, pow, comes up with a knockout. You know why? Because the other fella's all tuckered out, and he's still fresh.
Well, what's that got to do with Eve?
Well, don't you see, Luke? For 20 years now, you've been using your brain, and he's been resting his. Just got the advantage of having an unused brain.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure sorry he ever come here. I'll bet you that Kate's sorry that she ever married me instead of him.
She's sorry she married into McCoys?
Oh, Grandpa, there ain't nothing magic about the name McCoy. Does being a McCoy give a woman fancy clothes or a genuine fur piece?
If that's all Kate wants, go shoot her a couple of rabbits.
Not rabbit fur, Grandpa. Genuine mink.
Now, hold on a minute, Luke. You're talking about things that money can buy. And money ain't everything.
List the things it ain't.
Well, it's... I wish you'd quit running yourself down like this. You're rich in other things. Things that women appreciate.
Like what?
Well, you're good looking, and you're big, and you're strong, and you can do a good day's work.
So far, you could be describing a horse, Grandpa. Well, let's face it, compared to Eve, I'm just nothing. We called him Pickle Brain.
So he's a lucky pickle brain. You win. I sure do win. Well, you hardly made a single jump in the whole goddamn game. I guess you're a better businessman than you are a checky player. What is it, boy?
Where is everybody?
Well, Luke's down shutting things up at the barn for the night. Laurie's taking a nap, and Kate's gone over to make Michael run a errand. Where you going?
Well, I need help on this arithmetic problem. I want to go get Luke.
Well, you don't have to get Luke. Try Eve here. He's a big businessman. One thing you're good at is figures. Right, Eve?
Well, I don't know.
Go ahead. Fire your problem at him.
Okay. A farmer has 15 bushels of corn. He sells 1/3 of them for $1 a bushel, and the other 2/3 for 75 cents. How much does he receive in all?
Well, I wish I could help you, son, but I'm in the tobacco business, and I don't know too much about corn.
But the answer comes out the same no matter what it is. Tobacco or corn.
Oh, would you repeat the question?
A farmer has 15 bushels of corn.
Well, now, see, there's the difference. We don't sell tobacco by the bushel. We sell it by the bale.
But the problem's just the same. 'Tain't hard. 1/3 of the dollar, that's $5, and 2/3 is 75 cents. That's $7.50, and the whole thing is $12.50.
He's right. $12.50.
Thanks a lot.
You ain't very good at figures for a businessman, are you?
Well, I'm on vacation.
Yeah, I know you are, but your brain's still on duty.
I better go wake up Lori so she can get ready for supper.
Luke, I got news. Big news. Something you like to hear.
Yeah?
It's about Eve. Pickle Brain is still a pickle brain.
What are you talking about?
Well, you know how Eve is supposed to be so good at figures? Well, he couldn't figure out a simple little arithmetic problem for little Luke.
You sure about that?
Sure, of course I'm sure. I'm the one that had to get the answer for him. He's still as dumb as ever.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Grandpa. There's got to be some mistake. A fella don't get as far as Eve has being dumb.
All right. I'll prove it to you. You just think up some little teeny bit of a problem, and I'll show you Pickle Brain at work. Now, you just set yourself down
Well,
there.
now, listen, I'll get it. Hello? Who? Oh, yeah, he is. Just a second, hold on. It's for Eve. Hey, you want on the telephone? Long distance from Wheeling.
Whaling? Oh, all right. I guess Lori must have left this number. Are you sure they didn't ask for Mrs. Parker?
Oh, no, it's for you.
Hello? Yes. Oh, yes, Mr. Henderson. Just fine. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 24 hours to make the deal, huh? They won't answer right away, huh? Well, I'll tell you. Could you hold on for just a minute? Laurie? Laurie, honey, could you come out a minute?
What do you...
It's long distance. Henderson, about that Stillwell property. They're ready to sell.
Oh, you didn't say anything, did you?
No.
Good. Hello? Mr. Henderson, this is Mrs. Parker. I was just curious how much they asking. 40? My word. Just a minute, please. They're asking 40, which is ridiculous. I say offer them 30, and if we have to, we'll split the difference.
Well, if you think that...
I don't think. I know. Mr. Henderson, I'm afraid my husband just won't stand for 40. He advises to offer him 30, and if we have to, we can split the difference. And not more than 10% down with a 6% loan. A hard deal? Well, you know, Eve, he's just a tiger when it comes to deals. Yeah, just a minute. What'd you say, darling? Eve says you can just take it or leave it, and he just feels sure that they'll take it because they wouldn't be set unless they absolutely had to. Okay. Bye-bye. How about that? He's all the way out here in California, and he's still making deals. Eve, why don't we go for a stroll and you can tell me how we're going to spend all that money?
Sure.
Well, there's your answer, Grandpa. There it is, just as plain as day. She's the brains of the outfit.
Of course, he didn't make her rich. He made him rich.
Yeah, boy. Grandpa, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set myself right down here until Kate comes home. When she comes through that door, pow, I'm going to come right out with it. I'm going to let her know that her ex-boyfriend is still a pickle brain.
Now, Luke, take it easy, son. Don't you think it's enough for just me and you to know about this thing?
No, sir. I want her to get them ideas out of her head, how she could have been better off. I want her to see how lucky she was to get me. You know, that's the funny thing about women, Grandpa. I swear, you'd think the real prize was the fella they didn't marry, the way they keep building up their old boyfriends.
Well, the fact is, Luke, I don't think they really building up their old boyfriends. I think they're building up the shafts.
What?
I guess they just like to think there was another fish in the pond they could have had if they couldn't hook you. Now you take Grandma. Before I married her, she went with Cully Simpson. Now, Cully was a no account if there ever was one. Always doing things halfway, you see. He spent most of his time in the hoose gal. I knowed it. Whole town knowed it, but not Grandma. She did use some good sense when she married me, but every time we'd have a spat, She'd always throw it up to me what a good catch she could have had. Every time she talked about Cully, why, you'd think he was a world beater. The more she talked about him, the bigger he got.
Well, what did Grandma say when you told her what he really was?
I never told her that.
You didn't?
I only want nothing to gain. I know she loved me, and I guess a woman sort of feels important to think that man she might have had really turned out to be something. I guess it made her feel pretty good to think that she was even wanted by such a fella.
Did you hear the news? Eve just closed another big business deal.
You hear that, Luke?
Yeah, I sure did. I sat right there and I heard the whole thing, Kate. And now I know why you went with him. Yes, sir, he's a regular whiz. I swear I sure am lucky to have a girl that could have married a fella like that.
Oh, Luke, Eve and I were never really serious.
Well, he must have been serious. He asked you to marry him. No, I sure got to be grateful that you choosed me.
I just couldn't help myself, Luke.
Hmm?
The first time you come up and said hello to me, I knew there'd never be anyone else but you. I still feel the same way.
You mean that, sugar babe? I swear, sugar babe, you're just about the sweetest little old hunk of sugar candy I ever did see.
Oh, God damn it. Just as my stomach was getting over that lobster supper.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, we'll have pheasant on the table tonight, Duke.
Yeah, my mouth's watered already.
There was just your taste tubes are acting up.
Sure going to be great to be able to go hunting whenever we want to, ain't it?
Yeah. You know, even the air smells better when there ain't no game warden.
Sounds like some other folks heard about Joe Norton retiring, too.
Yeah, I never did cotton to them hunting laws anyways. Man gets hungry, he should be allowed to go out and shoot himself a meal. After all, them woods is nature's restaurants, you know.
Hey, you know what I heard once, Grandpa? At them fancy cafeterias in New York, they get $7 for serving pheasant under glass.
Yeah? Well, I guess glass must run high in New York.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the state of California.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the state of California.
Sign here. George McMichael, you are now officially a deputy game warden of the state of California.
Hot dog. Could I have the badge now?
Yeah, here it is.
Thank you. Looks mighty good, huh? Just can't wait till I show it to my good friend Amos McCoy.
Well, you got plenty to do. Since Joe Norton resigned, there's been a lot of out-of-season hunting going on.
I'll fix that soon enough. Hang on, you poor little feathered creatures. George McMichael is on the way.
Say, look. You sure must have bird dog eyes. I didn't see that pheasant flush.
Yeah, well, you taught me, Grandpa. Sure is a beauty, isn't he?
Yeah.
Halt in the name of the Constitution of the United States and the state of California. Halt, Mr. Halt. Amos and Brooke.
Why, it's George.
George! Oh, for a minute there, we thought sure you was a game warden.
You sure scared us. I'm still a-shaking. Where'd you get that whistle with the new suit?
No, I didn't. This here's a real whistle, issued to me by the state of California.
Yeah, well, it's a lucky thing you run into us, George. We got a little treat for you. Got us an extra bird. Make a nice meal for you.
I'll take it. But right, I ought to take them other shoe and the gun. That's what the book calls the confiscation.
What are you jawing about?
I'm the new deputy game warden in this area, Amos. Took Joe Norton's job. That's how come the whistle and the badge.
Ah, you're fooling me, an old poacher like you. Why, you got that badge in a box of Cracky Jack.
That ain't no Cracky Jack badge, Grandpa. It says right on there, game warden.
My best friend, a bird revenue. I just can't believe it.
When did all this happen, George?
This morning, I took the oath of office and everything. Somebody had to do the job. It's only weekends. And pays $40 a month.
A bird revenue.
George, I don't know what to say. You caught us red-handed.
Yeah, I did. But, well, let's forget I caught you this time, huh? Doggone it, I don't like going around arresting my friends and finding them.
Well, now you sound more like the old George McMichael. We got us a warden, but he's on our side.
Now, just a minute, Amos. I'm your friend, all right, but I still got to uphold the law.
Oh, sure you do, George.
Yeah, then I tell you what we'll do. Now, if you was to give them birds to charity, like, say, like the old folks' home in town, then I wouldn't fine you. You see, according to the book, I can't prosecute without supporting evidence.
Well, whatever you say, George. Well, listen to them dirty poachers. Go get them, George. Come over for Jackie's tonight.
I'll do that, Amos.
Grandpa, I guess we better get into town with these birds.
Into town, my foot.
You heard what George said.
Oh, that's just George putting out a little of that badge talk. That's for other folks. He don't mean us. He ain't going to do nothing to us. We're friends.
Well, he seemed mighty serious about it.
Oh, he's got to act that way. Son, you just don't understand about politics. Well, come on, let's get these cooked up for them old folks at our home.
What old folks at our home?
Me! Sugar, babe, I don't know how you keep this pheasant so juicy. That's the gravy, look.
It did turn out nice, didn't it?
Kate, I have an awful lot of homework to do. May I be excused?
Oh, yes, you may, Hassie.
Thank you.
I'm going to go, too.
May I be excused?
Sure, it's all right with me.
When is that boy ever going to learn any manners? Honestly, you two are eating like this was your last meal.
Delicious.
If I'd known you was going to eat like that, I would have roasted that other bird.
You better put the other one in the oven, Kate, in case somebody gets up in the middle of the night and they's hungry, then it'll be all done, you see.
And I know just who that somebody's going to be.
She's got your number, Grandpa. But don't be surprised if somebody beats you to it.
We'll have it tomorrow.
Hey, that'll be George. Come on in, George.
Right here, George.
Howdy, Kate.
Hi, George.
Howdy, everybody.
Oh, George, I heard about your new job. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kate. Oh, I'm sure enjoying it. You know, I always wanted to be in on the legal
Hey,
end.
George, set yourself down and take a load off your whistle. Come on.
Oh, would you like a cup of coffee, George?
No, thanks, Kate.
How about some rice pudding?
Thanks a lot, but no thanks. Sure smells good.
She's good. Here. Try a nibble.
Well, I ain't hungry, you understand, but I'll just kind of let my teeth get the feel of it. Duck?
A pheasant.
I stuffed them with apple.
Delicious, Kate, delicious. You know, when my sister Flora fixes them, she puts in carrots and celery and just a little bit of garlic to... Yes? No lips of mine shall ever set foot on an out-of-season bird.
Now, George, don't pay him no mind. Look, that's the voice of the whistle talking.
Oh, no, it ain't, Amos. It's the voice of Deputy Game Warden George McMichael talking.
All right, Deputy Game Warden George McMichael, we see how good you are at checkies. Come on.
I'm coming. I want to talk to you.
That's all right. You can talk while we play checkies.
You didn't tell me them was illegal birds.
Well, I didn't think there's much about it worth telling.
And then you brought them home for me to cook after George warned you?
Well, you see, Sugar Babe, me and Grandpa, we just thought that George was just kidding.
He don't sound like he's kidding to me. You shouldn't take advantage of a friend like that. You and Grandpa broke the law.
Amos, will you take me serious? I mean it. I ain't playing checkers till we settle. Oh. I told you just as plain as noon. I told you turn in them pheasant and I wouldn't find you.
That's right, you did, George. You told me nice and clear. Now, set yourself down. I'll give you a chance to get even checky-wise. As of last Tuesday, you owe me $8,450,000.
You'll get your money. But right now, we're talking illegal hunting.
All right, sure move.
Doggone it, Amos. Will you take me serious? I mean it. If I find you with birds again, I'll find you. So help me.
Oh, come on and play, George. You put on a big enough show for everybody. Come on now, play.
Grandpa, I don't think George is putting on a show. He's talking straight out.
That's right. That's right. I wouldn't want you to force me to give you a ticket in your own home. And the book says it's a $25 fine for each bird I catch you with.
Oh, I'd like to see the day you give me a ticket. I'd sure like to see that day.
You would, huh?
Yes, I would. Game warden. Why, if them birds out there know that you was a protecting them, I'll guarantee they'd laugh themselves right out from under the feathers.
Hey, Amos McCoy. You're showing disrespect to both of us. Me, and what's more important, the sovereign state of California.
What's he writing, Luke?
He's writing a ticket.
Thought I was bluffing, huh? Read that.
You can't give me no ticket. I can't read.
Grandpa, we've been fined $25.
$25? You mean to tell me you're finding me $25 right in the middle of my hospitality?
You made me do it, Amos. I didn't wanna.
What a fine friend you turned out to be. Well, I'll tell you, we ain't a-paying it.
Huh? You ain't got no choice.
We gotta pay it, Grandpa. It's the law.
We ain't got to pay it, and I'll tell you why. It's what you said in the field today. You got to have evidence.
Evidence?
And they ain't none. It's John Bennett, and you have to eat it.
By golly, George, Grandpa's right. You said it yourself, right out of the book.
You tricked me. That's what you did?
You didn't have to eat the drumstick of that there pheasant. You was offered rice pudding. But now, look, you just take this and you roll it up good and tight, and you use it to clean out your whistle.
Section 4, Rule 9. A deputy game warden in the performance of his duty should always remain calm and under control at all times. If it weren't for that rule, Amos, I'd tell you straight to your face that you are the honoriest, no-account, backstabbing, advantage-taking, miserablest... I've had mercy.
Here you are, George. If I'd known they was illegal, I never would have cooked the other two.
That did it. Get that bird out of here.
I got it.
God darn women, why don't they stay in the kitchen where they belong?
Well, how was she to know, Grandpa?
Grandpa, we've got to stay in straight with the law. How much is the fine, George?
$25. But I'm fining Amos, not you, Kate.
I'll take it out of the cookie jar.
But, Sugar Babe, that money in the cookie jar's for your new winter coat.
Now, wait a minute.
My old coat will do just fine.
Yeah, look, Grandpa, maybe if you was to apologize, George would forget about it.
I ain't apologizing to him for nothing. Why, you forget when things was tough how I stuck to you. 2 years ago, when the barber shop burned down, who was it cut your hair? Me, Amos McCoy. And then when you was in the hospital sick and lonesome, you asked me to bring over my checkies. I walked 2 miles through the pouring rain. What did I get out of that? Nothing but the sniffles and a soggy checky board.
I ain't the type to forget favors, but that ain't the point. Sorry about the coat, Kate, but you know my position. I took an oath.
Now, there's your money. Now, get. And you ain't heard the last of this. And let this be a warning to you, Warden McMichael. You're going to be sorry you ever took that job. I'm going to make your life so miserable, you're going to wish you never pinned that badge on. And before I get through with you, you snake-eyed, pot-bellied, whistle-blowing windbag, you're going to be hightailing it out of the country country just a screaming for mercy.
I just got one thing to say. You got a lot to learn about being a host. I caught you in the act. I'll relieve you of your shotgun, sir. Give me that gun, Amos.
You caught me all right, but the judge is going to be mighty happy to get a shotgun like this. You can't hardly get that kind no more.
Why, I ought to take that broom and make you eat it. I ought to...
Don't forget, the deputy warden of the state of California, in performance of his duty, is supposed to be calm and collected. Section 7, number whatever it was.
Standing here talking to you, Mr. McCoy, is wasting the government's time. And the taxpayers expect me to patrol my area. I'll bid you good day.
Bang, bang!
I got you. I got you.
I guess you did, Warden. You got me with the goods this time.
Now, don't say I didn't warn you, Amos. You've been asking for trouble. Hand over that bag. Hand it over. Don't you understand, Amos? These laws are made for the protection of our wildlife. These little creatures got to be protected out of season.
George?
I'm taking an oath. I'm taking it right in front of you. Next time I catch you, I'll catch you good. And it ain't going to be so funny when you're in front of the judge. State of California. I got you. I got you dead to rights, Amos. Give me that gun.
Why, you dirty, low-down sneak. You've been sneaking around following me every place, ain't you?
You ain't been out of my sight for a minute. Your gun, sir. And the bag.
Hollering the men all around.
Just a minute. You ain't making a fool out of me this time. I just want to make sure it ain't carrots. That's a bird, all right. Amos, you and me and the bird is going cold. Get in. Hello, Judge.
I didn't expect to see you here, Amos.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Harry, Judge, you ain't going to be so friendly to him when you hear what he did.
Looks like the law's come between a couple of friends.
He ain't no friend of mine.
And he ain't no friend of mine either. Tried to be friends with him, give him lots of warnings, but no. He insisted on making a fool out of me in the state of California. Amos admitted you were asking to be taught a lesson.
Oh, get on with it.
Well, sir, I've got his gun and the evidence. Amos McCoy's been shooting birds illegally.
Now, let's see. We have the evidence, Exhibit A, the gun, and the bird in question, Warden.
Right here.
George's face when he pulled it out of the bag. I never laughed so hard in all my born days. I thought it was kind of funny. Don't you think it's kind of funny?
I don't think it's funny at all.
Poor Mr. McMichael, he must have been humiliated.
What a fine family I got. I go to all kinds of trouble to uphold the McCoy tradition of revenge, and what do?
It's Mr. McMichael.
Well, if it's a fight he wants, he's come to the right place.
Simmer down, Grandpa. Ain't you done enough damage already? The man's your best friend.
Hassie, little Luke, you come with me. There may be some words thrown around I don't want you to know just yet.
Maybe I better stick around in here so I can learn what not to say.
Out.
All right, the children can't hear you. Go ahead and say it.
Miss, come to apologize.
I ain't. You come to what?
I've been doing quite a bit of thinking, and I come to apologize.
That's a trap, ain't it?
No, it ain't a trap, Amos. Just want to tell you that I'm sorry for what I did to you and yours. I'm sorry.
Come to think on it, there ain't no need for you to apologize to me anyways.
Oh, yes, there is. It's only right, Amos.
Maybe I was wrong myself.
No, it was me.
You accusing me of lying? I was in the wrong.
No, you wasn't. I was in the wrong.
God darn it, it was me. You was doing the job.
No, sir. I shouldn't have treated you the way I did.
You had every reason to treat me the way you done. I shouldn't have took advantage of your friendship.
Amos. After all, what are friends for, huh?
Come in, George.
Anyways, I felt I was wrong for the job, so I resigned. Turned in my badge and my whistle.
Well, I'm sorry you done that.
Oh, I ain't. I wasn't cut out for it, Amos.
Oh, yes, you was. You was good at it. You know, deep down inside of me, I was just kind of proud I knowed you. You was a fine game warden, George, and that ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
No, Amos, no. I never had any real talent for wrestling. Yeah, and besides, I kept forgetting what to say, and I fell down a couple of times. Right in my badge once. I tore my shirt. And... No. I wasn't right for the job, Amos.
Well, it's all gone by now, George. How about a little game of checkies?
I like that, Amos.
Sure good to go hunting again with you, George.
Sure is, Amos. And just think, 4 days ago I was out in the fields trying to put an end to all this good living.
Yeah, we don't need no warden around here. We ain't greedy. We only take one apiece.
Like my new coat, Grandpa?
Hey, it's a new coat. It's a doozy.
It's a beauty, Kate.
Yeah. Where'd you get the money?
I gave it to her. I took the deputy warden's job this morning. $40 a month.
What?
That's right, Grandpa. He took the oath and everything.
George, is your address 304 or 305?
Now, look, I'm your Grandpa. George is your good friend. You can't sign on.
Now, hold on, Grandpa. I ain't writing out citations for you. I'm making out hunting licenses for both of you. Pheasant season open today.
And these birds are legal?
That's right.
Legal birds? Ain't gonna chase them.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh, you sure got a lot of mail this morning. Hassie, here's a letter for you, huh?
Me? Gosh, what could it be?
Sugar babe,
Oh.
here's your happy housewife.
Anything for me, Luke?
Yeah, this month's alfalfa pictorial digest, Grandpa.
What is this?
Well, who's it from?
Hollywood Talented Limited, Hollywood, California. Miss Hassie McCoy. Dear Miss McCoy, our talent scouts currently on tour in this area has seen your picture in the Valley High School Annual. You read it, Kate.
On the strength of this, we are happy to inform you that you have been selected for an interview regarding a possible motion picture screen test.
Well!
We would be pleased to see you at your earliest convenience at our local office. Yours very truly, P.T. Kirkland.
Hey.
Golly! I just can't believe it. You all saw my picture in the annual. It was kind of flattering and everything, but acting for real is something else again.
Oh, but Hassie.
I had to make a speech in school yesterday, and I got so nervous I started stuttering all over the place. And worst of all, Brick Reynolds started laughing right out loud.
What's a Brick Reynolds?
Well, he's only captain of the football team.
Hassie loves Brick.
I do not, and you be quiet.
Oh, now, Hassie, don't you worry about that being nervous part. Well, I read where all your big stars get nervous. Hardy Manley's hands get soaking wet every time he acts. Maybe that's why he wears gloves.
You stop worrying about being nervous, Hassie. We'll go see Mr. Kirkland with you, won't we, Grandpa?
Not me, no. I ain't in on this thing. I think it's a whole lot more important that Hass learns to sew and cook and keep house instead of worrying about how to keep her hands from getting sweaty and all that, Tommy Rod.
We don't know for sure that Hassie's going to be in the movies. The letter just says they want to see her, that's all.
All right, do what you want. I think it's a lot of foolishness, but if it don't cost no money, go ahead.
Cost money? Grandpa Hassie's gonna make money.
Oh, sure. But in the meantime, just to be on the safe side, me and you better go out in the field and put on a show of our own.
What's that?
It's called Spread the Fertilizer. And you can take off the biggest part.
Up, down. Very good. Now to the right. Oh, yes, indeed, yes. Now full face. Very good. Fine. Now to the left. Now, I'd like to find out something about Hassie's voice and personality. Have you ever done any acting, Hassie?
Gosh, no, Mr. Kirkland.
Oh, wait a minute, Hassie. You were in the spring play 2 years ago.
Oh, splendid. Maybe you can do a scene from that. Do you remember any of the lines?
I didn't talk any.
She took her part off real good, though.
She was the leader of the chipmunks. They liked her teeth.
Well, we have a saying, there is no such thing as a small part. All my discoveries started this way. Now, you take Brute Campbell here. Of course, Brute's doing a big picture at Metro right now. But when I discovered Brute, he had never done anything but Tinkerbell.
You sure discovered a lot of big movie stars, Mr. Kirkland.
It's my life. But now let's get down to the immediate present. Is there anything that you can recite, Hassie?
Oh, let me see.
How about, oh, Captain, my Captain?
I'm not sure I know it all.
Well, she knows Bad Bad Black Sheep all the way through.
I know. I'll do something I just learned in class.
All right. Go ahead, my dear.
Invictus by Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Hassie, You have talent.
What?
Yes, you have a very rich voice, and you have a great deal of poise for a young lady your age.
Gosh, do you mean it? Well, you heard him. Mr. Kirkland ought to know.
But acting goes deeper than that. A good performance comes from within, from the emotions. Now, Hassie, I want you to relax, and when I ask you for an emotion, show it to me. All right?
I'll do my best.
Fear. Suspicion. Anger. Surprise. Sadness. Now, joy. Very nice, Hassie. Subtle, but meaningful.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Ain't that something? Hassie had all them faces down inside her, and we didn't even know it.
Them faces look the same to me.
So I love it, you ninny.
Mrs. McCoy, we here at Hollywood Talent Limited feel that Hassie is a definite film possibility. I am prepared to go ahead and make the screen test.
I'm so happy for you.
That's our Hassie.
No, we'll schedule a date for later in the week, and we'll take a real scene from a famous picture. This is the actual script of Mineshaft Girl. Now, you study up on scene number 18, and we'll take a test that will be shown to all the major studios in Hollywood.
Oh, when do you want us to come back, Mr. Kirkland?
Well, now, how is Thursday clear with you folks?
Well, if it ain't clear, we can clear it soon enough.
Oh, good. We'll make it 9 o'clock in the morning at our test studios at the corner of Pine and Mason Streets.
Oh, you mean that empty building next to the drugstore?
That's the one.
Oh, the old Murdoch dry goods store?
I'll go anywhere for the proper sound values. Now, our cameraman and crew will be waiting for you. You'll supply the makeup. And I think you ought to wear a simple dress.
I can wear my light blue.
Now, folks, there's just one other detail. A nominal laboratory fee of $25.
$25?
You mean we have to pay for Hassie's screen test?
A small consideration in view of the rewards that lie ahead. You see, it's a union rule that the person tested pays for the processing of the film. Now, our organization, what with cameras, cameramen, sound technicians, traveling expenses, makes our investment in Hassie's future somewhere in the thousands.
Well, Mr. Kirkland, I can see where $25 is just chicken feed to folks like you, but, well, to us, that's a lot of money.
It sure is.
I guess we better forget it.
What a waste. What a waste. Well, I confess, I'm thinking of myself. As your agent, 10% of your salary would make me a wealthy man.
You mean she could make that much?
I can see her name in lights. Hassie McCoy. I can see her picture on the cover of every fan magazine. I can see her...
Just a minute, Mr. Kirkland. Kate, Hassie.
Mr. Kirkland, you think you could give us a little more time? We have another member of our family, our grandpa. Well, he has an awful lot to say about our finances, and, well, we'd like a chance to talk it over with him.
I can give you until 3 o'clock tomorrow. I don't see how I can schedule the shooting otherwise.
We'll do our best.
Oh, fine. Hassie, Fortune's finger is beckoning you from the crowd. Come forth before her patience wanes as she singles out another.
Mr. Kirkland, we'll put it all up to Grandpa.
Fine. Well, time is running short. I'd like to know what he has to say. Will you phone me?
Yes, sir.
Sure
Bye.
will.
Bye.
Bye.
After we tell Grandpa about that $25, we won't need the phone. All you have to do is stick your head out the window and you'll hear everything.
$25 on no screen test. It's foolishness. It's just like money thrown away.
Grandpa, you're being penny-wise and pound-foolish.
Mr. Kirkland said that Hassie can make a lot of money. He ought to know. Well, just before we left his office, he said, Hassie, you step out of the crowd before the fortune teller puts the finger on somebody else.
What kind of wild talk is that?
What he was saying, Grandpa, is this was a big opportunity for Hassie, and she should take advantage of it.
Mr. Kirkland came right out and said I had real talent, Grandpa.
Oh, Mr. Kirkland said this, Mr. Kirkland said that. I ain't spending no $25 and some strangers say so. Hey, little Luke, we ain't heard what you think of Hassie's acting.
Look, Grandpa, little Luke don't know about acting and such.
Well, he knows more than we do. He sees at least 50 pictures a year, not counting them that he sees on TV in the store windows.
Just because he comes home every Saturday with his eyeballs all glazed over don't make him no acting judge.
He's the closest thing we got to a judge. Now, what did you think of Hassie's acting, Mr. Expert?
I'd rather not say, Grandpa.
Well, now, how would you like to go out in the kitchen and have a little lemonade with Grandpa?
I don't want any lemonade, Grandpa.
Well, I do, and I want a sharp-eyed boy like you to watch for the seeds whilst I squeeze.
But, Grandpa, I don't want any lemonade.
Listen, son, suppose one of them seeds gets lodged in my insides and takes root. Nobody wants a Grandpa with a lemon tree growing inside of him. Now, look, son, I know you didn't want to say nothing in front of your sister out there, but be honest with your Grandpa now. Just what did you think about Hassie's acting?
Well, Grandpa, she was awful.
You got nothing in Hassie, there, have you?
No.
She ain't been pulling your pet toes leg or stepping on your crayons or nothing like that. It's just a straight, honest opinion that Hassie is an actor.
Yes, sir. Gee, I like Hassie. She's a swell sister as long as you gotta have one. Grandpa, I'm just telling you from what I saw. She's awful. Just awful.
All right. That's good enough for me. Had my lemonade and I decided no $25.
Oh, what does little Luke know?
Little Luke ain't got nothing to do with this atoll. I say no $25 and I don't want to hear no more about it.
Grandpa, you can't take little Luke's word as gospel. Why, he's only...
Kate, please, can I say something?
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I'm sorry I caused all this trouble. I don't want everybody to be unhappy because of me. $25 is a lot of money, and it could go for something more important.
Hassie.
It's all right, Kate. And thanks a lot for trying to help. It was kind of fun just thinking about it. I think I'll go to my room now.
All right, little Luke, get the cookie jar. I'm going to give you $25.
Oh, Grandpa.
Now, cut out that sweet old man talk. I ain't doing this because I approve of it. I'm doing it because you and Luke's got Hassie's heels pumped up so high that her head is just a scrape in the sky. And I just don't like to see her go this far without going all the way. Now, this is your doing, and I don't want to have no part of it.
Here you are, Grandpa.
Thank you, little Luke. And there you are. 25 hard-earned McCoys straight from the soil dollars.
Mrs. Pachorka? Glendora Brock. Is Mr. Pachorka home from the mine yet? Papa isn't either. Oh, dear, I hope nothing has happened to poor Papa. Oh, dear, something must be wrong at the mine. Where is Papa? I love him so. Where is he? Yes, Mrs. Pachorka, if I hear anything. Yes. Goodbye.
Cut. All right, wrap 'em up, boys. Go to lunch. That's fine.
Oh,
Just beautiful.
She sure got to me, Hassie. I swear I can almost smell the coal dust.
She did all right, didn't she, Mr. Kirkland?
She did fine.
Thank you, everybody. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to go take off my makeup.
Well, what happens now?
Well, and now we have the film process. That's what you gave us the $25 for. Yeah, and then it's put into this can and sent to all the major studios in Hollywood for reviewing. As you can see, the lab has already sent over the cans for those who are testing. See? Hassie McCoy.
My.
Imagine that.
Oh, you think there's any chance we could see the movie before you send it off to Hollywood?
Well, certainly, yes, just as soon as it comes back from the lab.
Maybe Monday?
Well, Monday I'll still... You better give me a couple of days. How about Wednesday?
Oh, Wednesday will be fine with us.
Good.
Yeah, then we'll see you here Wednesday morning. I guess this will be kind of like one of them private showings.
Oh, very private. I can assure you there won't be a soul around.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Done wore out old side. Sure could use a new one. We could have had it, too, if we hadn't spent the $25
for Hassie's screen test.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Actors.
Look, Grandpa, ever since this thing started, you've done nothing but criticize and complain and be miserable about the whole thing. All the rest of us have been helping Hassie, but not you. Oh, no. All you did was poke fun at her. You wouldn't go down to the interview. You wouldn't help her with her part like we did. You wouldn't even go down for the screen test.
Hogwash.
I'll tell you one thing you're going to do, though, Grandpa. You're going to go into town with me and you're going to take a look at that fine film Hassie made. Tell you, when she come to that crying part, she cried real tears.
Sure. She was thinking of the $25.
Hello? Anybody here? Well, they're probably coming right back. The front door being left open and all.
What's these, Luke?
Oh, them's cans of film, Grandpa. Hassie's picture ought to be in one of them. Oh, here it is.
Yeah?
Hassie McCoy, what do you know?
Yeah. Just take a look.
Oh, Grandpa. You better not touch it now. We better wait till they come back.
Wouldn't hurt to get just a little peek. I got to see something if you haul me down here practical by the seat of my britches. Ain't this cellophane supposed to run through some kind of machine or something?
Yeah, well, I don't see one around here. Oh, I did see Mr. Kirkland, though, look at it by hand. Kind of held it up to the light.
Has she on it?
No? That's funny. Ain't nothing but a long train. Yeah.
Has she on it?
Wait a minute. Here's something. No? Oh, now it looks like a bunch of fellas on horses is chasing a train.
You can't see Hassie yet?
Nowhere to be found on this. They must have made some mistake putting it in the can, Grandpa. Here, I'll look in one of the other ones. Oh, Babette Perry. This is one of Hassie's friends.
Oh, yeah? Has she on that one?
Oh, this ain't nothing but elephants. Here's something.
Babette?
A lion.
Looks like we bought ourselves $25 worth of elephants, horses, and trains.
Well, Alice Egbert's nothing but a big waterfall.
Who's this battleship I've been looking at?
That'd be Bunny Philpot.
Hello, Amos. Hello, Luke.
Oh, hi, Sheriff.
How are you? Hey, don't tell me you fellas been taken in by these slick operators.
Taken in? What do you mean?
Oh, I know it. I could feel it in my bones.
These princesses are nothing but a bunch of crooks. Los Angeles police cleaned them out about 5 years ago. Since then, they've been on the road working in small towns.
Would you mean we throwed away our money for nothing?
Well, wait again. Let's get after it.
Oh, forget it, Amos. You just have to kiss that money goodbye. They slipped by us yesterday morning. Well, if you'll excuse me, fellas, I'll have to confiscate all of this stuff.
$25.
It's Hassie. She's coming.
All right, now, Grandpa, go easy on her. After after all, poor Hattie.
Ah, poor Hassie. I never did think it was right for a girl to go around believing she's something she ain't.
Hi, everybody. Did you see who drove me home?
No.
It was Rick Reynolds.
Well, that was nice of him.
You know, I had to make another speech in school today. Well, I must have been wonderful because Rick came up to me after class and said I was like a different person. He said I had more poise and everything than any of the other girls. And I guess I can thank Mr. Kirkland for all this because when he said, Hassie, you have talent. Well, from there on, I just felt like a different person. I wasn't nervous anymore. He made me feel like I was somebody.
You finished now, miss?
Yes, Grandpa.
Well, Hassie,
Grandpa, not now, please.
Now, hush.
Grandpa, if you...
Hush up now. Hassie, it's about this acting, honey. You know I was again it, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You know why I was again it?
You and little Luke didn't think I was good enough.
Oh, no, that's just family talk. Just an old man's way of saying we'd like to have you stay around for a while longer. You know, us old folks, well, we don't have our children more than 18, 19 years at the most, and I'm asking you, for all our sakes, if you just won't run off to Hollywood right now.
I could call Mr. Kirkland and tell him you won't be interested for a couple more years yet.
Yeah, that'd give you a lot more time to practice up.
You're absolutely right. Oh, I've been so worried all afternoon. Naturally, I wouldn't want to disappoint Paramount and Metro. But after all, now that Brick and I are going to...
Well, I've been figuring things from that angle, too.
Oh, Grandpa, you're so understanding.
Come in.
Glendora, there is terrible news at the mine. The shaft is caved in and you're...
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Many housewives don't seem to realize that being taken for granted often works both ways. Ask yourself this. Are the meals you prepare dull, monotonous, unexciting? If so, maybe you're taking your family for granted.
I never heard anybody in this house calling your cooking monotonous.
Well, of course you don't, Emmy, but you don't see him driven to make pretty speeches about it either.
Just like my Homer. 8 years I've been engaged to him, and if he was to pay me a compliment, I'd fall down in a heap.
Well, according to this article, every time your family sits down at the table, it should seem like Thanksgiving to them. And with all the fancy recipes in here, that's the way it's going to be in this house from now on. I get it. Oh.
Emmy? Hi, Kate.
Oh, howdy, Homer.
Well, you about ready, Emmy? I'm starved.
I'll be right with you. I just have a few more stitches to take in this dress. Homer, why don't I make supper for you? I got some pork chops in the icebox.
Oh, you forget it, Emmy. You've been working all day, ain't you? You think I'm going to let you knock yourself out making supper, too?
Oh, I don't mind, Homer, honest.
No, sirree, Emmy. I've just reserved a couple of stools down at the Busy Bee Diner. You can order anything your little heart desires.
Oh, Homer, you make my heart leap like a tuna when you say things like that. I won't be a minute. I'm using Kate's sewing machine.
Set yourself down, Homer.
Yeah, thanks, Kate.
That was an awful nice thing you just did, Homer.
Nice. Just a matter of life and death.
What do you mean?
You ever tasted Emmy's cooking? I didn't think so. You'd know what I mean.
It ain't very good.
In Emmy's hands, a plain stove becomes a deadly weapon.
I don't understand. You've been engaged to her for 8 years, haven't you?
Sure. And why do you think I never popped the question? A couple of times I was all set to. And then at the last minute, I realized I'd have to eat her cooking steady.
Thank you for letting me use the machine, Kate.
Oh, anytime, Emmy. Don't forget your share of the preserves.
Oh, thanks. Oh, we forgot all about them labels. I'll pick them up when Homer and I are in town and drop them off on the way back.
Oh, thank you, Emmy.
Hold it, Emmy.
Bye.
Bye, Kate.
Maybe you're taking your family for granted.
Yes, Hassie? Kate, Ella May is having a cookout, and I've been invited. So can I go? Everybody's going to be there.
Well, what about supper, Hassie?
Oh, who cares about supper? We're roasting weenies and marshmallows. So can I go?
Well...
Oh, thanks, Kate. Your table looks real pretty the way you fixed it.
That hybrid corn and any of that newfangled foolishness is just a scheme to teach you.
I don't know, Grandpa. All the farm boys go in for it. Going for praising it.
Well, I'm for praise where praise called for, but... Thunderation, another fuse blow?
No, Grandpa. I just thought it might be nice to eat by candlelight for a change.
What in blazes for?
What for, Sugar Babe? As long as the electricity's working.
Well, I think candlelight is very romantic.
Well, who wants to get romantic whilst they're eating? The main thing is to get going with it and get it over with. What's them doing there? Me practical destroyed to the roast fever.
Sorry, Grandpa, I forgot. Excuse me.
Where's Kate? I'm going over to Freddie's house to watch television. So can I grab a sandwich and...
No. You sit down and stick out the meal like the rest of us.
Well, if you notice anything different tonight,
Lord, this has been a day like most any other day. We want to thank you for all the good things that did happen and all the bad things that didn't. We ain't complaining about our health or this here humble food on our table. Amen.
Amen.
Well, I want to tell you, I got to admit, I'm real pleased.
You mean that, Grandpa?
Of course I do. We done a real good job of plowing today. And Luke, we're going to do fine without that hybrid seed corn. You just wait and see if we don't.
Well, I sure got to hand it to you.
Honest?
The way you and Peppino plowed and seeded that field today was a pure caution.
Well, while we're on that subject...
Oh, Grandpa, try one of these muffins. I made them with fresh California dates.
Well, thank you, Kate. Now, while we're on that subject, Luke, I want to tell you, you really done a fine job of stringing that wire.
There was nothing worth making a fuss about. Pass the mashed potatoes, will you, Sugar, please?
Oh, speaking of mashed potatoes, I fixed them a new way this time. I simmered them for 2 hours, stirring all the while, and then I added a pound of blanch and grated chestnuts, and I simmered them again, and I followed that by topping of melted cheddar cheese and a sprinkling of paprika.
I really don't think it hurt him none.
Tastes all right to me. Now, look, Grandpa, if we do put in a stand of hybrid corn, we're going to need a lot more power for the harvesting.
Why don't you try wiring Kate? Now, if all the energy women burn up a fussing in the kitchen was put to use for work, I'll bet you could power every farm west of the Alleghenies.
Why do we have to have biscuits and corn muffins all the time? They give away prizes and stuff with store-bought bread.
Hold on, everybody. There's something we all forgot. Kate, you done it again.
What do you mean, Luke?
Well, here we are, almost through supper, and you forgot all about the water.
All right, Luke. Here you are, Luke. I hope it's cold enough for you.
Just happened out of the clear blue sky.
Just like that. Before Luke could say boo, he had himself a nice water shampoo.
It ain't like we did something to rile her. We hardly said a word to her, didn't we?
Well, maybe I better go in and have a little talk with her.
Well, I wish you could, Emmy, but she's locked herself in the bedroom. She's just crying away.
You know, we even had to get her own dessert. She was carrying on so.
Well, I'll put these labels on the kitchen table. And I'll leave her a little note telling her to call me if there's anything at all I can do.
Good.
Thank you.
If you ask me, she's just plain worn out. Why, she's been working so hard these past weeks, what with the preserves and the cooking and everything.
You know, Grandpa, Emmy might have something there. Could be that Kate's just plain wore out.
From what? All she does is put around the kitchen. But I have got to admit that she's a mite on the puny side.
Maybe Kate needs a rest till she gets her strength back. Maybe she should take a little vacation.
Say, when Kate poured that water on you, she must have soaked your brain or something. You figuring on sending her to Havana or Florida or one of them places?
I don't mean that kind of vacation, Grandpa. I mean she could just sit around the house without lifting a pinky.
Who'll do the cooking?
You and me could take turns.
Well, I can stand your cooking, Luke, and on a pinch I can stand my own, but do you think it'd be fair to Hassie and little Luke?
Well, I don't know, Grandpa. There must be somebody around here that could fill in for Kate.
Yeah, it is a good idea if we could just think of someone, but I can't think of no one. There ain't no point in wasting time even thinking about it.
Anything I can fix for you? Sandwich, cup of tea or something?
Oh, no thanks, Emmy.
I just thought I'd ask.
Emmy.
That's your answer, Luke. Emmy.
You think we ought to ask her? I mean her taking on a whole load of work, and, well, we couldn't afford to pay her much.
Who said anything about paying her? She's a friend of Kate's, ain't she? And she got the time. That store she's been working in is closed for remodeling.
Well, I don't know. I ain't so sure she'd do it, neither.
It's all in the way you handle it, Luke. Now, Luke, I can't help it if Kate is all in. She's got to get back in harness again. Maybe she's groggy and close to a breakdown, but it can't be helped. Now, I tell you, who do you know that's self-sacrificing and devoted enough to take on Kate's duties until she gets back on her feet again?
Mr. McCoy,
I say we might just well forget. How's that, Emmy?
I said I'll do it. Oh, I'd be happy to.
And that's what I call a handsome offer.
Yeah, of course, Emmy, we can't afford to pay you what you're worth, but...
Pay me? Oh, why, the idea. Why, it'd just be a friendly turn, that's all.
Look, why do you keep insulting Emmy and all us are talking about money?
Emmy, would $10 for the week be all right? I'm insisting.
You're stubborn, ain't you?
All right, if you're going to make such a point about it, $10 would be fine. And tell her not to worry about a thing. I'll be here bright and early in the morning for your breakfast. Good night.
Thanks, Emmy.
Good night, Emmy.
Night.
You know, sometimes you give me the idea that you think you're John D. Rockefeller or somebody, the way you toss money around.
Sugar Babe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to tell you, Sugar Babe, that me and Grandpa know what was bothering you and how sorry we are about the whole thing.
You know what was bothering me?
Well, sure, you're just plain tuckered, that's all. Me and Grandpa, we finally got it all figured out. And what's more, you don't have to lift a finger until you're feeling perky again. Me and Grandpa got things all arranged.
What do you mean? Who's going to do all the cooking and such?
Emmy. And we're paying her.
Did I hear you say Emmy?
You did right, Kate.
But I can't let you do that. You don't know what kind of a cook Emmy is.
Oh, now, Sugar Babe, cooking's cooking. She'll suit us just fine.
Sure she will. You know, most women just think there's some sort of magic about their cooking. But you're taking to put all the stuff in the pot and put a fire on it, all turns out the same.
I guess maybe I am being a little silly. Like you said, cooking's cooking.
Why, sure, honey. Now, you get off your feet and just rest.
Maybe you're right, Luke. Maybe if I rested for a while, it'd do us all some good.
Now, you can't. Now, you just rest nicely now.
Thank you, Grandpa.
What are you feeding us, Emmy?
Pancakes, fried eggs, and scrambled. Oh, I hope it's to your taste.
She hopes it's to us.
Now you all pitch in, because there's plenty more.
Grandpa, I know you're in here. I can hear you breathing. All right, Grandpa, come on down. This ain't no time to turn coward.
Supper time, ain't it?
Come on down.
Luke, why don't you just go back in there and make out like you couldn't find me? I just can't take it no more. Me either.
Do the both of you know what you're saying? Well, if we don't make out like we're enjoying Emmy's cooking, why, Kate's going to insist on getting up and taking over.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on the both of you. Kate's been resting in bed now for 3 whole days, and she's still weaker than a newborn kitten.
You're making my point, Luke. That's why Kate's so darn weak.
What is?
She's been lying around for 3 days.
I say.
Now, look at it this way. A tractor don't wear out because it's work, you see. It's the rust that's built up while it's standing in the barn. You know that.
Yeah?
Now, it's all right to loaf a little, but too much is just slow poison.
So is Emmy's cooking.
Now, there's something, too. Did you ever think of this, Luke? If Emmy's cooking is making us sick, what's it doing to poor Kate, who wasn't too strong to start with?
Well, you got a point there with Emmy's cooking.
You know, Kate ain't doing us no favor. We owe it to her to get her back on her feet again.
Well, maybe you're right.
You're darn tootin' I'm right.
Well, I'm with you, Grandpa.
Me too.
Who is it?
It's us. We want to talk to you.
Just a minute. Come in.
How you feeling, Sugar Babe?
Boy, just to look at her answers that. I never seen her look so fit, Kate.
Grandpa, you're right. I feel just fine. Luke, if you just gotta lend me a hand, I think maybe I can make it to the kitchen. Oh.
Sugar Babe, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh, sure. You can stay right in this bed.
No, I don't care how long it is before any of us really gets to enjoy a good meal again.
Yes, and I'm with you on that, Luke. Leastwise, we always have our memories.
Memories of what?
Of the finest victuals we ever ate. Yours.
He's right, Sugar Babe.
How come you never said anything like that before?
Well, me and Luke always figured the way we polished our plates was our way of telling you we liked your victuals.
Sugar Babe, I'm going to say it right now. You're the best gol darn cook there ever was.
Yes, sir, and when she gets on her feet again, let's not forget it.
How'd you like it if I made some fried chicken for supper?
Oh, don't joke about a thing like that.
Ain't it funny? All of a sudden, I don't feel the least bit tired no more. Woo!
egg washed up for supper.
What for? I'm not hungry.
Me neither.
Well, that's too bad. Kate's making supper.
Kate's making it? I'm starving. Let's go. What do we have for supper, Grandpa?
Fried chicken.
And candied yams.
And I'm telling you right now, Homer Bradshaw, I ain't leaving. Staying and cooking supper for my friends. They need me.
Oh, steady now, steady. Ain't no time to panic. Emmy, now, I don't know what the disagreement is, but I hope you ain't the type that closes your mind to the other side of the question.
Emmy, they need you like they need a hole in the head.
Now, Homer.
Emmy, you're the world's worst cook. I never told you before because, well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
That's not true. Is it?
Well.
Would you repeat the question?
Of course it ain't true, Emmy. The fact of the matter is, Emmy is a great cook.
You mean that?
We all mean it. Grandpa? Luke?
Sure. It was her cooking that got Kate back on her feet again.
Yeah.
There, you see? You done enough howling and name-calling for one day, Homer Bradshaw. You just march right out of here.
What is this? Well, you know as well as I do that... I'm giving you one last chance. You come with me right now or we're through.
And don't slam the door.
We're all washed up, Grandpa.
You say that again.
I promised you stewed lamb, kidneys, and sweetbreads. And here it is. Got the mustard green.
Chihuahua, qué fiesta es esto, hombre.
Well, might as well dig in and get this over with.
I'll get it.
I'll get it. I'm the oldest. Homer!
I came to get my cap. I must have left it here.
Well, come on in. I'll help you look for it.
I'll help too. Homer! Fine time someone picks to come busting in with supper on the table.
Well, supper can wait, Emmy. Supper can wait.
Someone might as well know that I ain't leaving here till I find that cap.
Well, now, I wonder where that could be.
Well, the only decent thing is to help a friend find his cap.
Sure.
I'll help too. It's probably a very valuable cap.
Well, here. You can't hear it. Down there?
No. Don't worry, Homer. We'll find her, even if we miss supper.
Mr. Bradshaw, there's your cap.
Did he have to pick this time to turn bird dog?
What do you know? I had it on me all the time. Well, I guess I better get started on my run. I gotta make Grand Junction by morning.
Grand Junction, you say? Say, I also wanted to visit there.
Yeah, me too. Homer, why don't you sit down and tell us all about it, huh?
Grand Junction. It sounds like a very exciting place.
Well, I guess it is. It gets pretty lonesome sometime when you're traveling by yourself, though.
With all the hitchhikers there is around, that shouldn't be any problem.
Hitchhiker just ain't the same as... Well, somebody you've been engaged to for 8 years, for instance.
Are you suggesting me going off with you on a trip?
On a honeymoon trip.
Honeymoon? Are you asking me?
Sure I am, Emmy. What do you think I come back here for? Will you?
Well, I...
Go ahead, Emmy. He's been waiting 8 years building up to this, that's all.
Yeah.
Grab your coat, Emmy. We'll go out and celebrate.
Now's the time to celebrate.
Yeah, it sure is. You have a good time.
All right, Home, I'm ready.
Well, have a good time now. You suppose you got time to get some of that fried chicken?
And candied yams?
Yeah.
I think so.
McCoys. Starring Walter Brennan. Created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Say, you're really making a fuss here, Sugar Babe.
Well, I want everything to be just right for the membership committee.
Yeah, well, they better get here pretty quick or your husband ain't gonna last. His collar's so tight, I'm only breathing every other time. Don't.
You look right handsome, Luke.
Well, thanks. But I think it's kind of sinful to wear my Sunday suit on Saturday.
You stop that, Luke McCoy. Them's for the ladies.
What is that?
Oh, it's fresh California date nut bread with cream cheese. And those are deviled eggs and pimentos and parsley and ripe olives on the side. That's your last one.
Don't worry about me, honey. I'm a hog jowl and turnip green man myself. Oh, potato chips too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Kind of sharpen their appetite.
Now, with this bird food you're serving here, you better not sharpen it too much.
I sure hope they like everything.
No, I think you're getting too worked up about nothing. Just a little old garden club.
But it's not just any garden club, Luke. The members are some of the finest ladies in town.
The only thing is, I don't see why them ladies have to come over here and inspect you. Well, if they want to inspect anything, just let them go outside and inspect your garden.
Well, Luke, I guess they just want to see what kind of a house I keep and what kind of a family I have. You know how women are.
No. I thought I did. Till I married one.
Just for that, you can help me get things ready.
Oh, no. Not...
Come on now.
Oh.
You finish putting the clam spread on the celery, and I'll get the tea started.
That gall-darned Rosie. Sometimes she looks like she's going to do it, and she don't. You know, that pig's so gall-darned obstinate, why, she's almost human.
What's the matter with Rosie?
What's the matter with her? She's having a litter, that's what's the matter with her. Why don't you keep up with some of the really important things that happen around here?
Oh, I'm sorry, Grandpa. I forgot Rosie was expecting.
Expecting? Well, if you was to see a lady, you know she's more than expecting. She's gall-darn sure.
Well, Kate's been pretty busy.
Well, who's this? Oh, it's Luke. Thought for a minute we had us a hired girl.
Grandpa, you quit picking on Luke. He's helping me. You know the ladies from the garden club are coming.
A club for raising flowers. Why, if you can't eat it or feed it to hogs, it ain't worth growing.
Don't pay him no mind, Sugar.
What's that you doing?
Well, I'm just putting... I'm putting clams on celery is what I'm doing.
Clams on celery? We used to have an uncle that put snuff in his soup.
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. I'm just helping Kate.
Will you quit dabbling, Luke?
Oh, all right. I got to get some food for me and Pepino and get back to that barn. Rosie might be needing me any minute. What do you got for working man's food around here?
Well, there's some bologna and pork sausage in the icebox.
Well, I guess it better be bologna. Rosie might be a mite sensitive about me eating pork sausage in front of her at a time like this.
Living room's done, Kate.
Thank you, Effie.
And I put your bowl of petunias right on the table where they can see them. I kept the biggest one for your buttonhole, Luke.
Oh. Yeah. Thanks, Ass.
She sure is a big help.
Yeah, it's nice that...
Little Luke.
Oh.
Little Luke, just look at you. Your best clothes you promised me you'd keep clean.
I tried to, but this kid wouldn't give me a chance to take off my clothes before I got into the fight.
Well, you know that Kate warned you not to keep getting into fights, especially today.
No, I didn't start it. I was flying my kite, the big one Grandpa made for me, when this kid, Skinny's his name, came up to me and tried to take it away.
Did you hit him?
Oh, I sure did. I really gave it to him.
Good for you, little Luke.
Grandpa, you ought to stop encouraging little Luke to fight. Now, come on, little Luke. You go to your room right now and get cleaned up. The ladies will be here any time. And when they get here, I want you to come in and talk to them and be nice and polite. You hear?
What shall I talk about?
Well, I don't know. You just come in and shake their hands and maybe talk about the weather. And then you can go out and play.
Okay.
Go on. And, Grandpa, since the ladies are coming, it might be nice if you was to spruce up a little bit, too.
Oh, sure I will, Kate. And say, I tell you what you do. You bring some of them fine ladies down to the barn, and I'll vacuum out the stall. Then I'll get some nice doilies and spread them out in the hay. And maybe get an expectant gown for Rosie.
Now, Grandpa...
Now, take it easy. Take it easy, sugar. We'll all do the best we can.
All right. Thank you, Luke. I guess I better get dressed now.
Grandpa, I don't think...
Senor Grandpa! It is time! Rosie, she's calling. Don't just stand there. Come on!
How do, ladies?
Is Mrs. McCoy home? She's expecting us, but I'm afraid we're a little early.
Oh, yes, ma'am, you are. Come on in. Come on in. Right in. Right in there. I'm Mrs. McCoy's husband. Mr. McCoy?
How do you do? I'm Mrs. Quigley, and this is Mrs. Hartford and Mrs. Baker.
How do you do, Miss Hartford? Excuse me. I was putting clams on the celery. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wonder if you've met my husband, Mr. McCoy. He's the manager of the local bank.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Quigley. Yeah, me and Grandpa, we belong to his club.
How nice. The country club or the Rotary Club?
No, ma'am. The Christmas club at his bank.
My husband, the minister, has often remarked to me what an admirable family you have. You're among his most regular churchgoers.
Well, thank you, ma'am, but I think your husband deserves the credit for that. He preaches a real fine sermon.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, sir. He talks good and loud, and he's mighty convincing. Why, when he talks about sin, you get the feeling that he really knows what he's talking about.
Hello, ladies. I'm so glad you could come. Oh, I suppose you've already met my husband.
Yeah, we've been having a real nice little talk.
Yeah. You interested in gardening,
Yeah.
Mr. McCoy? Most of our husbands are.
Oh, gardening, yes. Well, yes, I sure am, yeah. What kind of fertilizer do you ladies use?
Mrs. Quigley, how are your chrysanthemums getting along? Mrs. Quigley's chrysanthemums take first prize almost every year at the county fair, right?
Oh, speaking of taking prizes, I wonder if you ladies has ever seen my Kate's petunias. Here's one of them right here. Just take a look at the size of that.
That's just beautiful.
What kind of a flower is that you're wearing?
Oh, this is a petunia, too. Of course, I planted the larger variety.
Sure.
I think all petunias are so pretty.
Mrs. Quigley, we was talking about your chrysanthemums and the prizes they win.
Oh, that's only because they're so rare. They were just imported into this country a few years ago. My, they take a lot of time. Just the right kind of food, special watering. They keep me so busy, Mr. Quigley often remarks he hardly sees me for days at a time.
Yeah, he's a pretty lucky fella. To have a wife that raises flowers.
Thank you.
Little Luke. Ladies, this is little Luke McCoy.
How do you do? Hello.
The weather's real nice outside. Goodbye.
Cute. Oh, young man. I have a boy at home just about your age. I wonder if you know him. His name's Eddie. Eddie Quigley?
Eddie Quigley? You mean Skinny Eddie?
I'm afraid some of the boys do call him that. Eddie hasn't filled out much yet.
Does he have a lot of freckles?
Mm-hmm.
And a black eye?
No.
If he's a skinny Eddie who likes to fly kites, he does. Because I just gave him one.
You hit Eddie?
Oh, yes, ma'am. He's only sneaking...
Wouldn't you ladies like a snack? Little Luke, why don't you go out in the kitchen and get that plate of sandwiches on the table?
Don't worry, Miss Quigley. I'm sure it was just a little kid spat.
I'm sure you ladies will enjoy the sandwiches.
I'm afraid I have to be very careful. I must watch my diet. I've already lost 8 pounds.
Well, don't worry about that. On you, it hardly shows.
You know, I envy you ladies and all your lovely flowers. My garden's hardly started.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Little Luke.
You're next, Kate. I'm just being polite and feeding the company first. There are Kate, one for Luke, one for me. I'm going to eat mine in the barn. Goodbye.
These sandwiches weren't meant for you. Honest. I've got some real nice things in the kitchen.
Look, Kate. She done it. Rosie done it. She's got 13 of the cutest little babies you ever did see.
Rosie's our pig.
Oh.
She got 13 of them. They say that's a new record for her.
Does seem to be quite a litter.
And I think Rosie's a little worried. She can only set places for 12.
Grandpa, I'm sure the ladies ain't the least bit interested in how many pigs Rosie had.
Well, why shouldn't they be? Rosie done more in one afternoon than any of them ladies done in all the whole lifetime.
Grandpa.
Grandpa, these are the ladies from the garden club that we've been talking about growing flowers scientific and everything.
Oh, the garden club. Well, you see these petunias our Kate growed?
Grandpa, we already talked about that.
She growed them scientific, too. She just cuts a hole in the ground with a heel like that and drops in the seed and flattens it out in 10 days. Pow! Petunia. You just didn't smell him. Take a whip. Go on.
What shall I do? This little fellow can't find a place with his mother.
Oh. Say, look, any cute? Pepita, you take him out in the kitchen. Give him some warm milk now.
Okay. I think perhaps we better be going now.
Yes, yes.
It's been lovely. Seem to have come at rather a busy time.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Well, no, we was just sort of getting acquainted.
Well, I have to get back to my flowers. I really do. Thank you for a very interesting visit.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Thank you for
Mrs. McCoy, Mr. McCoy.
Yeah, certainly.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, ladies.
Bye.
Thanks for coming by.
Bye.
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 Well, there's a few little accidents, but all in all, I think it went real good.
It's plain to see that they know the good petunia when they see one, right, Kate?
Yes, Grandpa.
Sugar babe, them ladies acted like they really liked you.
Yes, sir. Now, look, if I was a betting man, Kate, I'd bet you 100 to 1 that they was going to invite you into the club. Maybe make you an officer. Probably a Grand Petunia or something.
I changed my mind. I don't want to join anymore.
What?
Well, why not, Sugar babe?
Because you... Well, it's just because... Well, I don't want to seem like I'm social climbing or nothing like that. I mean, I just don't think I could get along with those kind of women. That's it.
Well, was it something that me and Grandpa done?
Oh, no. No, Luke. Whatever made you say a thing like that? You were perfect.
It seems funny to me. You've been looking forward to joining this thing and going to all that bother.
It was just a mistake, that's all. I know better now.
Well, I know why she didn't want to join. She figured she'd be turned down because she don't grow anything special like the other ladies do. Ain't that right?
That's right, little Luke. You're absolutely right.
You mean they turn her down for that?
Well, that'd be a shame if she don't get in. Well, there must be something we can do.
Now, wait a minute, Luke. Maybe there is something we can do.
What's that, Grandpa?
Well, we could show her some of the beautiful, wonderful flowers she raised in the garden.
Well, I can't think of no prize ones that she's raised lately.
Me neither. But that don't mean we can't get some. Has there been any funerals around here lately?
Grandpa.
Hey, Skinny! Skinny! Oh, it's you. Well, I'm gonna hit you again. Okay. If you still want to buy my kite, I'll sell it to you for 75 cents. Too much. 50 cents? It's a deal. Well, here you are. I don't have it all. How much you got? 4 cents now, but I'll have it my birthday. When's that? June the 8th? I need the money today. It's for my grandpa. I gotta buy flowers. Is he sick? No, he wants to give them to the ladies in the garden club. Well, I want flowers I can get you plenty. My mom's got so many she won't even miss them. Gee, Skinny, that'd be swell. It's a deal. First, give me the kite. Well, first, you give me the flowers.
Where'd you get them beautiful flowers?
Well, they're for you, so you can take them to the ladies in the garden club.
You steal them, did you?
No, I traded my kite for them.
You mean that special kite? The one I made you, the one you're so proud of? Little Luke, did anybody ever tell you that you was a pretty good boy?
Not very often, Grandpa. Well, I better start working on a new kite. Hope them flowers get Kate and at their club.
When I show them beautiful flowers to Miss Quigley, her eyes will pop clean out of her head.
Miss Quigley?
Kate, what a happy surprise.
How are you, Miss Quigley?
Just fine, thank you.
I just came by to talk to you about the club.
Well, Kate, dear, I'll tell you right now. We all liked you very much, and we'd love to have you join our group.
You would?
That's my front door. I'll be right back. Oh! Good heavens!
What happened?
My chrysanthemum.
Did somebody steal it?
Well, it certainly looks that way. Oh, I'd like to get my hands on the person who'd do a mean, despicable thing like that. Yes.
Oh, howdy, Mr.
Hello, Mr. McCoy.
I was just sitting down at the house over there and gazing out the window and looking at all the beautiful flowers Kate was raising. And I says to myself, I'd just pick some of them and take them over to Miss Quigley. and just show her what Kate can do, you see. Now, I know you're an intelligent woman, and you know that the garden club just can't get along without Kate.
Those are some of the flowers Kate grows?
Yeah. Ain't they beauts? I bet you ain't got nothing like them in your garden.
No, but I think I used to.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Well,
What have we here?
Oh, Miss Quigley, I just happened to notice that Kate's rose fields was blooming, so I snipped off a few of the more measly ones to show you what a wonderful gardener she is.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
As far as I know, this particular rose grows only up in Washington and Oregon.
Well, maybe them's traveling roses and they went south.
I wonder if you gentlemen would like to come in for some lemonade.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
My, it looks as though Kate can raise practically anything.
Yep. Proving a darn fool family that don't know enough to get together and check. Where'd you get them roses?
From the florist. We ain't members of the Christmas Club no more.
Aren't you, gentlemen?
Little Luke. What are you doing here?
I came over to see Skinny. Is he in, Mrs. Quigley?
No, he isn't, little Luke. He went swimming.
Ah, shucks. I wanted to see if I could use his kite.
Well, what's the matter with your own kite, little Luke? The big one that Grandpa made for you.
Well, I sold it to Skinny for some flour.
Like these?
Yes, ma'am.
Little Luke, you mean you cut them flowers from here?
Oh, no, Grandpa. We pulled them up by the roots.
How could you? It's like Kate ain't around here to see what you done.
Hey.
Just stand by to abandon ship.
I heard your voices. What are you doing here?
Well,
you
Kate,
see,
we
Kate,
was trying to...
Kate, it looks as though your family's been trying to convince me what a wonderful gardener you are. Even with my own chrysanthemums.
Now, Miss Quigley, what we done shouldn't ought to keep Kate out of the club. You know, she ain't to blame for a family.
I'm terrible sorry, Miss Quigley. You won't be bothered with us McCoys no more. We'll be going now, and we'll be paying for the damage we done.
Kate, I think you're lucky to have such a wonderful family. Why, look at the trouble they went to get you into the garden club.
Well, Miss Quigley, you're all right, and I ain't one to forget. We got a little baby picked home, and we'd just like to have you accepted from us. Because I think you'd make a fine mother.
Yes, dear. Jenny.
I can't dry my clothes when I was swimming.
Good heavens, get upstairs and get some clothes on before you catch a cold.
Yes, Mom.
You just saw it happens in every family. Now, let's all go and have some lemonade to celebrate Kate's joining us.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mrs. Quigley. Senor Grandpa. Pepina! Mrs. Quigley, I just want you to see what a fine gardener Senora Kate is. She raised all these by herself.
What's this, one of them sympathy reeds?
No, Senor Grandpa. It's one of those good luck ones. I got it out of a new delicatessen that just opened.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh, boy, another ringer. You must be about the best horseshoe pitcher in the world, huh, Grandpa?
Well, I don't know about that, little Luke.
That's what I told all the kids at school.
Well, I reckon I am, but it just don't sound modest for me to say so.
Maybe I shouldn't say it anymore either.
Oh, that's all right. You can go on and brag about me all you want to. You don't have to be modest.
Grandpa, guess what?
All right, what?
Our new neighbor just phoned. The one that bought the Swanson place.
Well, he sure didn't waste no time getting acquainted.
It ain't a he. It's she.
A she? What kind of a she?
Well, I don't know. Her name's Miss Larkin.
Miss Larkin. Well, didn't have to get a line on her age, did you?
Well, on the phone she sounded kind of youngish, like, maybe in her 40s.
Good. It's again my principle to take out a gal that's more than 25 years younger than me.
Anyway, she's dropping by in a couple minutes to pay us a visit.
Couple of minutes?
What about the horseshoe?
Not now, little Luke.
Why not?
Well, I tell you,
I know. You'll explain it to me when I'm older.
That's right. What's going on here?
Well, Grandpa, It's Sunday already? What happened to Friday and Saturday?
Ah, new neighbors coming over to visit her. The least I can do is show them there's one sporty dresses in the family.
Grandpa, is that pine oil I smell?
Well, you oughta. Didn't more than a quarter of a bottle splashed on me. What's the matter with the car?
No, she's dead again.
God done it. You fixed it yesterday.
Well, that might explain it. No, Grandpa, I'll take care of it.
No, I see. It's the touch of a watchmaker to handle delicate machinery like this.
Well, just get it started, will you?
You see, now, there's the distributor, the points, the radiator.
Yeah, Grandpa, are you going to fix the car? You just take an inventory.
Yeah, that ought to do it. Step on it, Pepino.
McCoy?
Yes, sir.
I'm Aggie Larkin.
Our new neighbor?
Right.
20 cents for the pine oil right down the drain.
Miss Larkin, I'm Luke McCoy. And this here's Pepino.
Howdy.
Happy to meet you.
I see you got a tuckered out Tin Lizzie here.
Tin Lizzie?
Let me see what I can do, huh? Okay, give her the gun.
Well, I'll be. She's purring like a kitten lapping up milk. Okay, you can turn her off, Pepino.
Somebody just turned the carburetor set screw too tight. You know, you give some of these lame brains a screwdriver and nothing's safe. Here you are, McCoy.
Who are you calling
like I was saying, Miss Larkin. Oh, Sugar Babe. Miss Larkin, I'd like you to meet my wife. Kate, this is our new neighbor, Aggie Larkin.
Oh, howdy. I'm so glad you could drop by.
Pleased to meet you.
I just made some lemonade. Why don't we all go in the house?
Oh, sounds good to me.
Wonderful.
What's the matter, Senor Grandpa? You don't want no lemonade?
Pepino, I'm trying to decide if it's worthwhile to put up with that pants-wearing female. You know, Pepino, sometimes strength of character gets to be a burden to a man.
Then you're not coming in for lemonade?
Of course I am. It takes strength of character to put up with that laughing woman.
Well, that Swanson place you took over is pretty run down. You're going to have your hands full, Miss
Oh,
Larkin.
hard work never hurt nobody.
Well, if there's anything we can do to help, Miss Larkin, you just let us know.
Call me Aggie, would you?
All right, Aggie. And you can call us Kate and Luke.
If there's anything you want, you ask for it, and it's yours.
Well, thank you kindly, Luke, but I don't hold with borrowing. Any farm I ever had, I worked without no help from nobody.
Now, just a minute. You, a woman, aim to run that big place all by yourself?
Of course not. I'm going to get me a hired man to do the housework.
Wearing pants or running farms. Give the country back the engines. The squaws will even take it.
I think you're going to like it here, Aggie. The folks is real friendly. I could get you started in the ladies' auxiliary.
Oh, yeah, they're a fine bunch of women.
Well, maybe so, but I was fixing to join the Grange first.
Now, Miss Larkin, your lips is a-moving, but it ain't making sense. The Grange is for men and not for ladies.
I ain't no lady. I'm a dirt-grubbing, fruit-picking, foul-slopping farmer.
You're still a woman, and you can't get into the Grange.
Is that true, Luke? Is that in the rules?
Well, come to think of it, Sugar Babe, there ain't nothing in the bylaws that says the members has to be men or women. They just got to be farmers.
Now, wait a minute. Just because she bought a piece of land don't make her no farmer, any more than if she bought a cornet would make her John Philip Sousa.
How did you know I play the cornet?
And besides, no Grange member with half a mind would put her up for membership.
Well, I got half of mine, Grandpa, and I might just do that very thing.
But if you had the other half, you wouldn't.
Don't mind Grandpa. He gets a little touchy when he's in the wrong.
Yeah, he even gets touchy when he's in the right.
I hope I didn't start no family ruckus.
Oh, it's too late to start one now. This has been going on since the day Grandpa was born.
Good morning. You must be Miss Larkin.
I bet you're Hattie. Why, you're even prettier than Kate said you was.
Well, thank you. If you're looking for Kate, she's over at the McMichaels.
Oh, shucks. I wanted to see her and give her this.
Oh, well, I'll be passing the McMichaels. I'll tell Kate you're here.
Oh, thanks. My, that's a lovely dress.
Thank you. It's new.
It's nice for young folks to have pretty things. You know, that's something I kind of missed. When I was your age, I was already working a farm. Now, you better get going before I tell you the story of my life. Go on, Scoop.
All right. Oh, if you want to talk to Grandpa, he's up in the chicken house.
Say, maybe I'll pay him a little visit and kind of brighten his day.
Don't worry about Grandpa. His bark's worse than his bite.
Well, I can't compare him yet. So far, he hasn't bit me.
All right, get in there, Clifford. Get your share of them groceries. Don't leave old Henrietta beat you out of nothing. Eat hearty, boy. Keep strong. Elsewise, he'll take over the whole country. No, Clifford. She ain't supposed to chase you. You're supposed to chase her.
Hey, what kind of a rooster is that? A lily-livered leghorn?
Don't you worry about Sam. He'll take care of himself.
Yeah? And why is he crouched in the corner with his wings pulled over his head?
And that's his strategy. When Henrietta gets all wore out, he'll beat the living tar out of her. What are you doing here anyway? And get your hands out of that chicken feed.
What is this stuff? Buckshot?
That's my own secret formula. I invented it myself. That's McCoy Miracle Mash.
That's a good name for it. It's a miracle that any of them birds is still alive.
I was raising chickens before you was born. Not much before.
You've got to use modern methods, McCoy. Now, I feed my poultry a scientific diet of minerals, vitamins, and fish oils. I bet you my birds would average out 1.5 pounds more than yours.
Yeah, well, mine may be small, but they're tough. There's one thing I can't stand, and that's a flabby chicken.
I'll be right with you, Kate. McCoy, you're hopeless. You're about as old-fashioned as long underwear.
What you meant by that?
Can I get you some more coffee?
Yeah, thanks. Oh, I almost forgot.
Oh, cookies.
Mm-hmm.
My, they look delicious.
I hope you don't mind the pickle jar. Couldn't find anything else to put them in.
Man's home's supposed to be his castle. This one's haunted.
Now, see here, McCoy.
Grandpa, you shouldn't talk that way. Aggie's our guest.
Guest? It's more like she's moving in permanent.
Grandpa.
You women so all-fired smart. When it comes to opening jars and things, you have to call on us men. One thing I ain't got no time for, that's a woman with strong fingers.
There I go, making your grandpa mad again.
Oh, don't you fret about it. Here, have one of your cookies. These are the best spice cookies I ever tasted. They've got a real tangy flavor.
They are different, aren't they? Maybe there was some juice left in the pickle jar. Well, I gotta be going, Kate. I got a whole half acre to plow before nightfall.
Well, I'm glad you could stop by, Aggie.
Now, I'm expecting you and Luke to come by my house real soon.
Oh, well, thank you, Aggie. We'd be happy to.
And maybe we can drag your grandpa along, too.
Only if you can rope and hog tie me.
Oh, look!
Well, Aggie, we did it. You're a member of the Grange now.
Oh, Aggie, that's wonderful.
Oh, I sure appreciate what you done. It means a lot to me.
Well, Luke, I hope you're satisfied. This day'll go down in Grange history as Black Thursday.
Now, Grandpa, it's over and done with. And once you get used to it, you might even like the idea.
That's right, Grandpa. Aggie's our neighbor. You're going to be seeing a lot of her.
She'll be going to the Grange picnic with us Saturday. And Aggie, now that you're a member of the Grange, you can enter your cookies in the baking contest.
Cookies? She's more the type to enter the tug-of-war or the horseshoe pitching.
What's so funny about that?
Keep back them horseshoes. I'm practicing for the tournament.
Grandpa's won it the last 2 years.
And this year ain't going to be no different, neither.
Step aside, McCoy.
He saw all right.
Where'd you learn to do that, Aggie?
I was state champion of Nebraska for 6 years. Looks like I'm going to have to take over a new territory. Well, see you in the tournament.
Jingoes, I didn't think it was going to work out this way. I'm sure sorry, Grandpa.
Don't you call me Grandpa, stranger.
What? Aggie, I just don't believe it. What? Yes. All right. Goodbye.
What don't you believe, Sugar Babe?
Oh, Mr. Fuller from the Grange just called Aggie and said they'd made up some new rule in barring women from all the men's sporting events.
And that means that Aggie's out of the horseshoe tournament. Well, now, what could have made him do a thing like that?
Mr. Fuller said that some old mossback stirred up such a fuss that he just had to give in. Aggie's being a good sport about it.
Some old mossback, huh?
Machine was a bobcat stitching on a stitching machine. He stitched so hard and he stitched so fast. Took 27 stitches in the...
You're thinking what I'm thinking.
The machine was a bobcat stitching on a...
Well, where you been, Grandpa?
Oh, roundabout. Here and there. Little business to take care of in town.
Yeah. You must have took care of it pretty good from the look of things.
Well, I ain't complaining, no.
We're happy to see you in such high spirits, Grandpa. I was beginning to think the tournament might be getting you down. I wonder why it don't bother you none now.
Oh, shucks. It's just a game of horseshoes. It ain't the end of the world, you know.
Oh, sure, Grandpa. It ain't no disgrace. Losing to a woman that's been state champion in Nebraska.
Don't say anything about losing. I ain't been whooped yet.
Maybe he's heard.
Get what?
About them keeping Aggie out of the tournament.
Is that a fact? Well, ain't that a shame?
Yeah, the committee was forced into it by some old mossback. Anybody that'd pull a trick like that's pretty low down, huh, Grandpa?
Well, I guess I'll go feed the chickens.
We've already fed the chickens, Grandpa.
Well, they go hard laying hens, or I'll just surprise them with a little dessert.
No, wait a minute. Wait, Grandpa. Let's stop all this play acting. You know who that old mossback is.
I do? I wonder who it can be.
You.
Well, I suppose you think I done it out of pure cussedness.
I do.
I do, too.
Well, I could explain it, but when my own family, my own flesh and blood, the people I love and the people that are supposed to love me, just don't have no faith in me, well, it's too much.
Hungry.
Eat all that, nobody'd be able to get up at all.
It's a fine day for picnic, ain't it? Well, I guess I'll get out the creek and jump in with all my clothes on. My, that's delicious-looking chicken. Yes, sir. Tasty.
I'm glad you like it. Aggie made it.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Aggie.
Hi, Luke. How'd you come out?
Kate, you should have been there. I didn't give him a hit the first 4 innings.
Oh. Now, that's what I call pitching.
Yeah? He walked the first 9 men in a row.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over.
Charlie Fuller. What can I do for you?
Miss Larkin, the judges have been waiting. Why weren't you over at the baking booth?
Well, why should I been?
Miss Larkin, on behalf of the Valley Grange, it's my privilege to award you first prize in the baking competition for those delicious spice cookies. Now, if you'll just go over to the judges' stand, they'll give you your blue ribbon. Those are mighty tasty cookies.
Hey, hold on there. You got the wrong Aggie,
No,
Laura.
Aggie. He hadn't. I entered you in the competition. I told you your cookies were good enough to win.
Kate, I don't know how to thank you.
Well, good for you, Aggie. How about that? See? She fixes cars, she runs a farm, and now she wins a prize for her cookies. Chihuahua, what a woman!
You folks have been real friends to me, and I appreciate it. But winning a prize... Well, I've won prizes for steer roping and shooting, but winning prizes for cookie baking makes me feel kind of different. I feel so good. I could almost forgive the miserable polecat that got me thrown out of the tournament. Well, excuse me, folks. I gotta go pick up my blue ribbon.
Folks, your attention, please. Now, this match features Amos McCoy, two-time winner of the Valley Grange Annual Horseshoe Tournament. The first round elimination contest will begin as soon as his opponent shows up. The former state champion of Nebraska, Miss Aggie Larkin.
Grandpa, what did Charlie mean?
Well, I reckon he meant what he said. You gotta clear the courts now. Nobody's allowed on here except us athletes.
Grandpa, we're not taking one step till we know what this is all about.
Well, now. Why, back here, nobody talk to me now. I can't shut you up.
Hey, Charlie, how come Aggie Larkin's back in the tournament?
It ain't none of my doings. It's all your grandpapa's. He insisted upon it.
Well, Grandpa, took you a little while, but you done a fine thing.
We're proud of you.
Well, it's a little too late to be proud now. I'm practically ex-champion.
Grandpa, I would rather work for a decent, honest loser than a double-crossing, conniving crook of a winner.
Peanut, I appreciate that. I know that comes from your heart. Where is that dirt-grubbing, sow-slopping female? If she don't get here right soon with...
Morgan, you look so pretty. You look so different, Aggie.
Must be this prize-winning ribbon, huh?
What in carnation come over you?
Can't a girl change her duds without everybody making a big to-do about it?
You sure do look pretty, Aggie. You should dress that way more often.
Now, let's cut out the jawing. Aggie, you've been put back in the tournament, and me and you's having a showdown right here and now.
Well, Aggie, you ain't going to pitch horseshoes in them high heels, are you?
You're darn tootin' I ain't. Not in these or any other kind.
What do you mean, woman? Why can't you?
'Cause horseshoe pitching ain't ladylike.
Well, what do you aim to do?
Well, I might go back home and make up another batch of cookies, Amos.
You know, Egg, I might just stop by tonight and see how them cookies turned out.
And afterwards, we could go sit in the parlor and play the phonograph.
Yeah. We could crank it together, too.
Get done cranking, maybe we could go bowling.
Bowling? Yeah, that'd be fun, and the exercise would be good for us, too. I don't know much about the game, but just to make it interesting, how about making a small wager?
Well, of course, I ain't bowled in a long time.
Say a nickel a game?
Not since I was champion of the state of Oklahoma.
McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
All right, gather around here now, men. Come on in close. I reckon you all know the sad duty that I got to perform here today. I'm going to sell two of the finest animals that ever gladdened the heart of a farmer. Our mule there, Herman, and our goat, Sally Ann. Now selling these two animals is like selling two members of my family. You see, our tractor done broke down. It's going to take $90 to get it running again. Of course, it ain't going to be hard to raise $90 with these two fine animals. We'll start with the goat. Now, folks, you're looking at one of nature's miracles. How an animal can give so much milk and eat so little, I'll never know. All right now, folks. Who's going to start the bidding with a ridiculous low price of $20? $5. $5? Why, look, mister, I'm selling a whole goat, not just the milk you give this morning. Now, if I don't get a decent bid, I ain't going to sell her at all. And I'm going to consider any bid under $20 as a downright insult. Now, what do I bid?
$5.
Do I hear $6? Do I hear $6 bid for this genuine?
Wait a minute, Grandpa. Another car's coming.
Why'd you stop here? The sign says they're selling a mule and a goat.
Could be there's a pigeon in that crowd of rubes. Let's check them.
Would you gentlemen be interested in buying a genuine pedigreed milk goat?
Could be.
What?
Oh, come right up front here, then. Leave them fellas through here, would you? I'll tell you what I'll do now, folks. I'm going to give a bale of hay away with this goat. Luke, bring over a bale of hay here, will you?
Okay, Grandpa. Dig the local strong boy.
Yeah. Think he's our pigeon?
Could be. Try him.
Watch it, kid.
Oh, I'm sorry, mister. I didn't see you.
Well, you see me now, so watch it.
Yes, sir. Hey, Grandpa, do you want me to set the bale down here, or should I put it over there by...
Kid, I told you to watch it.
Well, I'm sorry, mister, but I think you bumped into me.
That's right, mister. I seen you.
What are you hayseeds trying to do? Gang up on me?
No, sir. We're just trying to sell a goat.
Which one? This one? Or that funny-looking old goat up there?
No, just a minute, mister. I don't think you ought to talk that way about my grandpa.
You simmer down now, Luke. What do you want to go starting trouble for? We're peace-loving people.
I don't like your face.
Well, you ain't exactly no Rudolph Valentini yourself.
Shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you.
I'm going to ask you real nice to just get off our property.
And you know what I'm going to do?
No, sir.
I'm going to hit you right in the jaw.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you didn't.
Here it comes, farmer boy.
Now you get up and apologize to my grandpa, or I'm going to knock you down again.
Now, Luke, you cool off. I don't want no fighting.
What happened? Who hit him? I did. And if you're a friend of his, I'm going to get you.
Now, Luke, go on, come on, you cool off.
But Grandpa,
I told you. I don't want no fight. Now, I told you that. Now, you go on, get in there.
Tiger, wake up. Wake up.
Easy.
Shh. He's out cold. Who's that kid who hit him?
That is my grandson, Luke McCoy, but that fella had it coming.
Do you know who your grandson just flattened?
No, sir.
Well, that's Tiger Johnson, the famous heavyweight boxer and headline attraction at the spectacular James Brothers Carnival, which opens in your community tonight, and which also offers a prize for any citizen
which will stay in the ring for 2 rounds against the tiger there. Yeah. Tells you all about it right in these handbills. Pass these out, will you?
Si, senor. Now, see here, mister, we ain't interested in no carnivals. You just take that friend of yours and get right off on the property. Well, I'm trying to run an auction here. Now, folks, I'll tell you what. I got to
win the prize tonight. All he's got to do is fight that man again.
I don't want Luke fighting, Pepina. I'll tell you,
But the
folks,
prize
now.
is $100.
Would you keep quiet a minute? There. How much?
$100 in cash money.
You just knocked this fella down again?
Si, senor.
Friends? Now, friends, I'm going to ask you all not to reveal what you just witnessed here this morning. Why, if news got out that young Luke McCoy could whip the tiger there, well, the local citizens might be persuaded to bet some money on the fight. And the James brothers, in order to save face, well, they would have to accept any and all bets. Now, I'm sure you don't want it on your conscience, as I wouldn't want it on mine, that we did anything at all to encourage the terrible vice of gambling. Old-timer, I don't suppose I could talk you into keeping that young Hercules of yours home tonight, could I?
Well, I can...
Oh! What hit me?
Young Luke McCoy, that's what hit you.
You can see the punch coming. It was like lightning.
And you better see it tonight if he shows up in that ring.
He isn't going to challenge me tonight, is he?
How about it, old-timer?
Well, how about it, folks? You think Lightning Luke ought to challenge him?
How about $5?
Looks like we might have to bow to public opinion.
Come on, Tiger, you big dope. You would pick on a guy that could knock your block off, you paper mache.
Well, folks, looks like we're going to get the tractor fixed without selling Herman and Sally. See you all tonight at the carnival.
Looks like a full house tonight.
Yeah. Let's start getting to town and taking some of those sucker bets, huh?
Yeah.
Look, boy, listen.
You don't have to tell me again, Grandpa. You was right. Fighting's a bad thing.
What?
Well, I could have just grabbed that fella and held him. I didn't have to hit him. Hitting another man is all wrong.
No, look, hitting is all right. It's holding is wrong.
Well, I could have hurt him real bad.
Well, you didn't. He's as good as new.
Sure am glad. But, Grandpa, I'll tell you one thing. I ain't never going to hit nobody else again. I made a promise.
Who'd you promise?
Myself.
Oh, promises you make to yourself, they don't count. It's just the ones you make to other folks. Sometimes fighting's all right. Like this morning, for example. And tonight for another.
Tonight?
Luke, boy, you know who that fellow was you licked so easy? That was Tiger Johnson, the prize fighter at the carnival. And by licking him again tonight, you can get yourself $100.
$100?
Yes, sir, $100. You just punch him with one hand and collect the money with the other.
Jingos. $100.
You get enough money to fix the tractor and have $10 left over for a new suit or something.
That sure would be an easy way to get the money, all right.
Yeah.
If it just wasn't for the McCoy temper.
What McCoy temper?
The one we was all born with. Grandpa, that poor fella's liable to hit me a lucky punch and pow! There'd go my McCoy temper and I'd hurt him real bad.
What are you talking about, Luke? Us McCoys have always been known for our sunny dispositions.
Grandpa, everybody says us McCoys got tempers like wildcats when we get riled up.
Ain't no such a thing. And you just show me the fella that says that, and I'll take the tar out of him. I'll flatten him.
Grandpa, try to control your sunny disposition.
Well, you're going to do it, or ain't you?
Well, all right. All right, I'll fight that fella at the carnival tonight. Providing Kate agrees to it.
Oh, now, Luke, if you want a woman to agree, you don't ask her, you tell her. Let her know things have just been cut and dried, the decision has been made, and you're just letting her in on the good news.
That's a good idea, Grandpa. Yeah. That's just how I'll do it.
Luke McCoy, have you taken leave of your senses?
I can get $100.
You can get hurt bad, too. Well, you can't fight a fella like that.
I already did fight him.
When?
At the auction this morning. Well, you see, he got to picking on Grandpa, and he was fixing to swing at me, so I just knocked him cold.
You did?
Yeah, so you see, I already beat him.
Well, good. Then you got no call to fight him again.
But, Sugar Babe, you know we gotta raise $90 to get the tractor fixed.
Listen to me, Luke. Fighting to defend your home and family is one thing. Maybe the Lord give you extra strength this morning because you was in the right. But climbing into a prize fight ring with a professional boxer is something else. Fighting is his business, and farming is yours.
Well, if you feel that strong about it, I better ask Grandpa if he can call off the fight.
So Grandpa's behind this.
No, well, he kind of just...
Luke, you're not going to ask him about calling off the fight. You're going to tell him.
That's the dead blamedest, stupidest thing I ever heard of. Luke, how come you to change your mind? You afraid of Kate?
Of course I ain't.
You afraid to face that tiger again?
I just told you I ain't afraid of her. Oh, you mean that prize fighter?
Oh, so that's it, huh? You're afraid of Kate?
No, I ain't. It's just that we kind of talked it over, and, well, she'd rather I didn't fight.
She'd rather? What she'd rather or what you'd rather?
We do what I'd rather. Just that till we talked it over, I wasn't sure what I'd rathered.
When are you going to get it through that thick skull of yours that there ain't only but one way to handle a woman? She's got to be told and not asked.
Well, that's going pretty strong, ain't it?
No, sir. And if you want to go to that carnival tonight and defend the McCoy name, that's your business, not hers. And if she don't like it, she can lump it.
By golly, you're right. Yes, sir. That is exactly what she's got to be told.
Attaboy, Luke.
I'll wait here. Let me know what she says.
Well, she got told. For the first time in your marriage, Kate got to look straight in the eye and told that you was the boss and you can do what you want. Didn't she, little Luke?
She sure did.
Yeah, well, what'd she say?
Yeah, what'd she say, little Luke?
You sent him?
Well, Luke, there's lots of things a child can ask that grown-ups can't, you see. And he's studying speaking in school. How'd she take it, little Luke?
She still don't want Luke to fight. She's afraid he'll get hurt.
Hurt? 100 fights in West Virginia never got hurted.
Yeah, but that was mountain-style wrestling, Grandpa. We didn't allow no hitting. Just biting, kicking, butting, and gouging.
Well, I admit, Luke, that mountain wrestling ain't a rough sport, but I do say that...
Look what I have for you, Senor Luke. I borrowed this from my cousin Miguel. He's a prize fighter.
Oh, boy, real boxing gloves.
And also this punching bag, so you can get used to the gloves before tonight.
Well, thanks very much, Peppino, but I won't be fighting tonight.
Why not?
Kate's afraid he'll get hurt. She says his business is farming, not fighting.
Well, now, it appears to me with gloves like them that prize fighting is a heap more safer than farming.
Maybe, but you could never convince Kate of that.
Well, now, just a minute. Maybe we could. Little Luke, do you got them pictures of them football players and them prize fighters and such like?
Sure I do.
Have you got a plan, Grandpa?
Have I got a plan? Say, when we get through talking to that wife of yours, we'll have her believing that the only thing more dangerous than prize fighting is crocheting.
Look to a chair. The mule kicked me.
I'm going to call the doctor.
No, now, Kate, don't call the doctor. If a farmer should call the doctor every time he got hurt, why, he'd be bankrupt in a week.
Luke's been kicked by a mule.
He just knocked the wind out of me. I'm all right.
Well, I'll get you some water.
Peppino, why did you bring him in here and upset Kate like this? Why didn't you take him in the barn like we usually do?
Usually do? You mean Luke's been kicked before?
See? And it will happen again unless we have the tractor fixed.
Now, Peppino, where are we going to raise $90? No. We're just going to have to keep on working that mule and getting kicked.
Maybe we could hitch up the goat.
No, I tried that Monday.
Yeah, and the goat got him.
Oh, she just nicked my leg. It's all healed now.
Well, you should let me fix it.
Hey, now, Kate, look, if we was to come a-running to you every time we got a little scratch, you'd never get nothing done around here, and you wouldn't either. Farmer just has to get used to working and hurting.
Especially when your tractor is busted.
Oh, Kate, can I borrow the scissors? I want to cut out this picture in the newspaper.
In my room, little Luke, in the sewing basket.
Since when do you take to cutting out pictures of movie stars?
We ain't no movie star, Grandpa. He's a prize fighter.
Prize fighter? This handsome fella?
Look, Grandpa, this picture was taken right after he won the championship.
Hey, look at the scissors. Say, ain't a scratch on him.
Senor Grandpa, prize fighters do not get hurt. They wear big padded gloves. It's just like a pillow fight.
He don't even look like he's been in a scrap. Does he, Sugar Baby?
No, he sure don't. But it says here, he and his wife went out dancing right after the fight. He wasn't even tired.
Hey, Luke, how long since you took Kate out dancing?
What? Better part of a year, I guess.
Yeah, see? He's probably all tuckered out and crippled up from farming.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be if we could get the tractor fixed.
Who's dreaming about that, Luke? We just can't raise the money.
Yes, we can. And to put it in to Luke getting kicked and gored. Luke, wasn't it $100 you could get in the ring tonight with that fella at the carnival?
Well, that's right. That's right. Babe.
Well, would you and that other fella be wearing them big soft gloves?
Of course he would. They has to. Them's the rules.
Gee, I'll go out to the barn and get a pair and show them to you, Sugar.
Just be sure that Luke wouldn't get hurt.
Yeah, but Kate, he's already done licked the fella, and the winner never gets hurted. Ain't that right, Pepino?
See? Winners never get hurt. Only the loser get hurt. See? That's the loser.
That poor man laying there bleeding and unconscious.
Well, he's probably doing a little farming on the side.
I've seen a man so battered and beat up and bruised in all my life. Grandpa, I wouldn't have this happen to Luke for all the money in the world. I don't want to hear no more about it, and that's my last word.
See, Sugar Babe, look how big and soft and fluffy they are.
Might as well forget it. Your wife says no.
You mean there ain't gonna be no fight?
Just me and Pepino.
Sure seems peaceful tonight.
It sure does.
Senor Luke! Senor Luke!
What is it, Pepino?
Oh. Your grandpa, he's at the carnival. He's going to fight Tiger Johnson.
Oh, Luke, you'll be hurt.
He knows that, but he says no McCoy has ever backed down from a fight, and he's going to hold up the honor of the family.
I gotta get down there and stop that.
Be careful, Luke.
I will go with you, Senor Luke. Those carnival people are tough. You may need help.
That's awful brave of you, Pepino. A little fella like you could get himself beat to a pulp.
On second thought, I think he's right.
Oh, evening, Mr. Tiger.
Well, strong boy, you better get out in the ring. It's time for Swifty to call for a challenger.
Well, my wife don't want me to fight, but my grandpa's going to challenge you.
Your grandpa?
Yeah, he's bound and determined to uphold the McCoy name. So, Mr. Tiger, I'd appreciate it if, when he challenges you, you wouldn't take him up.
Listen, your grandpa to go back to the goat farm.
Oh, he wouldn't go without he backed you down first. See, he sets a great store by the family name.
Well, I don't care if...
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. I will give $100 to any man who will stay 2 rounds with Tiger Johnson. Now, do I have a challenger? Well, any of you husky young men like to come up and try your strength and endurance? Well, anybody... No, old-timer. Just a challenger gets into the ring.
Well, that's me, sonny boy, Amos McCoy of the Fight McCoys. Where's the Tiger?
I told you he was spunky.
Where's your grandson?
I made him stay home. Everybody knows he can lick that Tiger fella. With me fighting, that makes it more even.
Looks like I better go in and throw that old windbag out of the ring.
I can't let you do that. It'd hurt his pride.
Where is he? Where is he?
Get out of my way or I'll flatten you.
Now, wait a minute. Are you forgetting what I did to you this morning?
You dumb hick. I took a dive.
You took a what?
I was faking this morning. I could drop you with one punch.
By golly, that does smart.
Appears to me the tiger's afraid of all us McCoys. Maybe I better fight under a different name.
By that old goat.
I reckon I'll have to stop you mountain style. Oh, sorry I had to do that, Mr. Tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't understand what's delaying the tiger.
Maybe it's just a pussycat. You tell him if he comes out, I'll give him a saucer of milk.
Grandpa sure is having fun. And then the crowd commenced to yelling and stomping and throwing things, and they wouldn't let that Swifty fella get out of the ring until he paid off all the bets and forfeit the $100 to Grandpa.
Grandpa's coming.
Oh, don't let on we know anything. Now, go on.
Howdy, Grandpa. I saved some supper for you.
Yeah, where you been, Grandpa?
Oh, over at the Carnival. Picking up a little easy money.
What? That's a $100 bill.
Yeah, that's only a beginning. I'm making another 100 tomorrow night.
You are?
Yep.
How?
Carnival's moving to Calabasas. I'm going over there and challenge that Tiger Johnson again.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
All right. Where's Kate? Oh, she'll be right out, Grandpa. She's kind of primping up a little. You know, it ain't every day we get invited to an opening.
Yeah, it is pretty exciting, ain't it?
Look, is my hat on straight?
Oh, it sure is, sugar babe.
Then I'll be right back. It ain't supposed to be.
Wait a minute.
I guarantee you with Grandpa driving, it'll be on the side of your head in no time.
Come on, come on.
Oh, George, that cap looks real cute on you.
Go on with you. You're just saying that 'cause you're my sister.
Stop it. Oh, I meant to ask you, where do you want this sign?
Oh, just put it over there, any place so as it can be seen.
You know, I don't like to butt in, but I was just thinking, instead of a young man to help out during the rush hours, mightn't it be better for you to have one of your friends here? It might make it more pleasant for you.
More unpleasant, you mean. Don't you know, Flora, you can never have a friend working for you? It's the beginning of the end. I'd rather give the place away than do anything like that.
Well, you know best.
Flora. Look who's coming. Wouldn't you know the McCoys would be the first ones?
They're real friends, George.
Howdy.
George, you sell gas here?
Came to the card, Yes, sir. We sell the finest gas in the state of California. All fresh this morning.
All right, fill her up, you old son of a gun.
Fill her up. Amos, you're talking big money.
Did I ask you? I'll take the highest octane you got.
But you've got a low compression motor here.
Well, who knows that except me and you? Leave her live a little.
Always was a sport.
Am I your first customer?
You sure are.
George, we want to wish you all the best.
We sure do, George.
Well, thanks, all of you.
You sure was lucky to have a spot like this on your property, George.
You think you're going to be able to handle it?
Well, being as I'm not too busy in the ranch these days, instead of leasing it, I'll run it myself for a while and see what happens.
You sure have got it fixed up nice and pretty.
Wouldn't you like to come in and see how we fixed up the garage? We're serving lemonade and cookies, too.
Oh, we'd love some. Oh, say, Flora, have you got a mirror in there?
As a matter of fact, we did put one in.
Well, thank goodness. Kate can't seem to get her hat on cockeyed.
Say, George, you ain't selling groceries, too, are you?
Groceries?
Yeah, I see the sign just like that. The same letters on it in the grocery store.
No, Amos. That says young man wanted.
Oh. How much you figure on paying this young fella?
Huh?
The young fella you're going to hire.
Oh, around $30 a week. Just part-time, you know.
Oh, sure.
I want to get a young fella who knows how to work. One with a strong back. And a lot of muscle. One with a lot of up and go about it.
Say, George, did you ever think instead of one of these young fellas you're thinking about, did you ever think of a middle-aged man?
Middle-aged man?
Yeah, you know, a fella along between 30 and 70, along in there someplace.
Well, I don't know, Amos. Amos, you?
I know you'd be speechless, George. Now, don't thank me. My pleasure.
Now, Amos, I appreciate your offer, but I don't believe the thing would work out.
Why, of course it'll work out. Right now, we're between sowing and harvesting, and I'm just loaded with spare time.
Oh, it ain't that. You see, the thing is that I just don't know how to say it.
I know what you're afraid of. You're afraid I ain't as strong as one of them young fellas you're talking about. Well, you just see this now. There, you see that, George? Your worries is over. I'll be on the job first thing in the morning.
Wear it proudly, Amos.
I sure will, boss.
Boss? Now, Amos, you don't have to call me boss. We'll just kind of run this place together, friendly-like.
Now, look, George, just a minute. There's one thing I want to get straight first, you see. You're paying the wages, so you're the boss, and I'm the hired hand.
Ah, but Amos,
now, whatever you say goes. That's the way it's going to be. You see, you give the orders, and I follow them.
Well, Amos,
Now, look, let's get some work done around here. You go change the oil in the car there, and I'll tidy up around the gasket.
Amos? I thought you said you wanted me to give the orders.
What? Well, yeah. I figured them was the orders you was going to give, so I says, I'll give them and save you that trouble. Just a little extra service.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Forget it.
Oh, Amos. I was just thinking it might be a good idea before we get started to go over this with you.
What's that?
Well, now, this gives the policies that the Purple Hawk Oil Company likes its operators to follow. You know, it's a mighty big company, this Purple Hawk.
Oh, yeah, it's a big outfit.
Now, one of the most important things they talk about in here is product identification.
Oh, sure, you gotta have that. What is it?
Well, it means we gotta keep the name Purple Hawk always in front of the public. We gotta hit the name Purple Hawk. Hit it hard.
Well, I'm with you on that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the reason they want you to wear one of these caps.
Well, George, I'd rather wear my own hat. He sort of keeps the sun out of my eyes.
Yeah, but like you says, we gotta have product identification.
Well, when they get product identification with a brim on it, I'll wear it.
This thing says, and we...
You go change the oil. I'll get it. Well, howdy.
Yeah, high octane.
Looks like you could run this thing on barley water.
Very funny.
Yes, you do good off a funny one now and then. Shall I fill her up?
2 gallons.
2 gallons. Right away.
When you get through back there, Pop, check the battery, oil, water, 28 in the tires, and let's get this windshield sparkling.
You sure like a lot of service with 2 gallons.
I like a lot of service with 1 gallon.
Well, you could be a mite more friendly about it.
I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to get gas.
Yeah, that's about all you'll get, young fella. We don't need customers like you.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
You just pay me for the gasoline, you can get on out of here.
All right. Here.
Well, what's this?
It's a credit card. Oh, wow, this is really Weirdsville.
If you think you're going to give me this little piece of cardboard for 2 gallons of gasoline, you got your nerve all right. I'll take 60 cents.
It's a credit card. It's got my name on it.
I don't care if it's got Gettysburg's address on it. I want 60 cents.
Here. You've seen the last of me.
That's the best news I've heard today. Doggone whippersnapper! Oh, George, you just sold 60 cents worth of gas. I didn't give him no free water air, so that's clear profit.
We lost his business.
Well, good riddance to him. He's a gall-John whippersnapper.
Amos, in the eyes of the Purple Hawk Company, that was not a whippersnapper. That was a customer. A bona fide customer.
But, George...
To continue, the Purple Hawk Company does not attempt to choose its customers according to personality.
Yeah, but when you get a fella like that, why...
If Jack the Ripper was to drive in here, we'd only be interested in how many gallons he wants and how best we can serve him. If he wants a free road map to get to his next job, we give it to him with a smile. In other words, Amos, he's regarded by the Purple Hawk Company as a customer first and a ripper second.
See what you mean, Georgie?
I'm just trying to tell you the policy, Amos. We gotta give service.
Yeah, I know. Service and more service.
Right.
Yes. Well, I guess I got a lot to learn about it.
Go get him, Amos.
Yes, sir.
10 gallons of regular, and I'm a bit in a hurry.
Right away, sir. Nice day.
Yeah.
Could stand a bit of rain, though.
I suppose so.
I'll check your oil and water for you.
Well, don't bother about that. Here, you can bring me my change in the meantime.
It won't take but a minute.
Yes, but as soon as I get my gas, I want to be on my way.
Well, it's best if you spend a few extra minutes to get acquainted with our service here.
I'm not interested in your service. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and I'll probably never get back here again. Now, will you...
You can tell your friends about us then, you see. How is things back in Omaha?
I just want gas. No service. Is that clear?
Yeah, but we don't sell gas without service here. That's the only policy.
I don't give a hoot for your company policy. I just want gas.
Well, listen, the Purple Hawk Oil Company is a great, big, happy family. And when they say give service, we give service. Now, we don't need nobody from Omaha, Nebraska that knows it all to come in here and change the policy.
Will you put down the hood? Give me my change, or I'm going to drive right out of here.
All right, if that's how you want it. It's going to come to a little more than we expected.
What?
15 gallons, that'll be $4.50.
15 gallons? I ordered 10 gallons.
Well, got a little damp around the edges, run over a little.
Here's the $5. Just let me get out of here.
Nice sail.
A very nice sail. But I don't think the Purple Hawk folks would be too proud of us.
If you're talking about what just happened, you told me to give service to everybody.
Not if they don't want it, Amos.
Well, that wasn't what you told me, and I ain't no mind reader.
Amos, being as how I'm familiar with the company policy, from now on, I'll do the direct dealing with the customers.
You mean I ain't up to handling them?
I didn't say that. But I do say that we ought to work it out like I said.
All right, I'll take the next one comes in. We see how it comes out.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Can't be nothing plainer than that. No, capital A, no. Now, you go and finish the tire job.
Suppose I say no.
Amos, that's an order.
Look who's playing orders around here. We got ourselves another blackjack pushing.
Amos, I'm just trying.
Being boss is sure gone to your head.
Amos, you're going too far.
Gone too far? I ain't even started yet. Now you listen.
And I'll thank you to return that Purple Hawk button.
You mean I...
That's right. You were...
Hi, George.
Hi, George.
Grandpa, we just on our way home. I thought I'd stop by to ask you what time you want me to come back and pick you up.
I'll go with you right now. Looks like a slow day.
Say, don't tell me people ain't using as much gas as they used to.
Some is. I'll go get my sweater.
What time you coming over tonight, George?
Huh?
Oh, I guess Florrie didn't tell you. She's coming over to help me turn up a dress, and we thought you men could play checkers or something.
Oh, well, I'll check with Flora.
Say, George, tell me, how's Grandpa been on the job?
Well, kind of, good.
Well, bye, George.
Bye, Kate. Bye.
Bye.
Now, Grandpa, it just so happens that George is our friend, too. And when he comes over tonight, you got to promise us you're going to be polite.
When he comes over, if he comes over. He won't come over. He ain't got the nerve to face me without his air hose.
George, if we don't go to the McCoys tonight, it's like saying you don't want to have anything to do with Amos anymore.
I know, but this wasn't just a matter of words. Why, if Root and Kate hadn't driven up, we might have come to blows.
George.
I mean it. I could see he was ready to pounce, and as for myself, I could feel the animal building up inside of me.
George, how awful.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a pretty sight, Flora.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. It's just that Amos has been such a good friend.
Yeah, I know, he has.
Then we'll go?
I don't know, Flora.
Oh, please, George.
Well, all right.
Good. And promise, no fighting.
Flora, the killer instinct is only a small part of me. Basically, I'm as gentle as you can.
Now, Luke, I think it's best we leave the two of them alone as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah. Grandpa, they're here.
Well, you're here nice and early.
Evening, George. Florrie.
Hello, Kate, Luke, Amos.
Howdy, Florrie. George.
Hi, Amos. Luke. Kate.
George. Florrie.
This yours?
Well, why don't we all sit down?
Yeah, a good idea.
Just hit me like that.
Oh, Florrie, we got an awful lot of work to do on that dress. We better go in the bedroom.
Yes, I think we better get started on it.
Oh, yeah, there's no time to waste. What are you going to do? Well, somebody's got to thread them needles.
Checkers, Amos?
No, thanks.
You want to spin some yarns?
No, thanks.
You ain't very talkative, eh?
Didn't promise to be talkative. Only promised to be polite.
Well, you're the rudest polite man I ever saw. Amos, I'm sorry for what happened this afternoon. Why don't we shake hands and forget about it and start all over again tomorrow?
Is that an order, General Pershing?
I'm just trying to make friends.
You just want to get me back there so you can boss me around again? Well, it won't work.
Amos, I come here as a man of peace and extended the olive branch to you. But you've taken the branch and the olives and you've thrown the pits back in my face. I give up. Laura! I get a touch of dyspepsia. I want to go home.
Well, maybe they'd have something here that would help you.
They get something here that give it to me. Good night. Kate, you're a wonderful girl, and you've done wonders with this place. You've made it a real home. Good night, Luke. Lots of luck.
Good night, George.
Good night, George.
Lori.
Good night.
Good night, Lori.
It was almost like he was saying goodbye for the last time.
I don't know nothing about it.
Grandpa, it's our loss, too. But you're the one that's going to be the biggest loser, losing a friend like that.
He's a bad friend. I don't want to have nothing to do with him.
Grandpa, I don't understand you one bit. You've always said that George is exactly like you in every way.
Well, now you know what it is I don't like about him.
I think I saw painting in here today.
No, Peppina. You get the hay outside and put it in the loft before it rains.
But, Senor Grandpa, you're right.
Do like I tell you.
Si, Senor Grandpa.
Peppina.
Si?
I want to ask you questions. I want to honest answer. When I order you around like this, does it make you mad?
Well, no, Senor Grandpa. You're the boss. You're the one that has to run the farm right. Otherwise, we make no money, and I don't get my pay.
Well, just because I'm the boss, does that mean I'm always right?
Well, we got to take that chance.
Because I order you around, you don't hate me or nothing?
Senor Grandpa, if I hated you, will I spend my evenings with you after work? We play checkers together. I sit at your table. You can sit at my table if I had a table. You see, you are my friend.
You know, Peppina, I'm beginning to see things in a different light. I'm going to be gone for a while, maybe the rest of the afternoon.
Would you like some gas, sir?
Yeah. I see you ain't got that old goat that was working for you yesterday.
Well, he didn't seem to want to come back.
You know, I think you'd be better off hiring one of them young fellas like you was going to. They wouldn't give you as many problems.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of liked him.
You did?
Yeah.
Then you really don't think he was an old goat?
Well, there's different kinds of old goats. He happened to be a nice old goat.
George, would you give me another chance?
Amos, you made me the happiest fella in the world.
Good. Say, I'll pull my car up over there and we'll be right back in business.
I'll ride with you.
McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Noise-making infernal airplanes? Dropping that dynamite any place that God done, please? I just got a bucket of milk spilled all over me.
Grandpa, they ain't dropping dynamite. That's what you call a sonic blast. It's because them planes go so fast.
Well, it's high time somebody put a stop to it, and I'm going down to that air base, and I'm going to do a little blasting myself.
Wait a minute, Grandpa. The United States government ain't going to pack up and move off a brand new air base just because of some nervous McCoys. Sir, we're just going to have to get used to it, see?
Get used to it? We're going to have to get used to the chickens are flying around like this and having a cow that's a nervous wreck? Well, now, look, I think it's just about time we talk to them air folks.
Grandpa, will you please forget it for now? We got to get the irrigating done, and it's going to take all three of us.
That's another thing, the irrigating. Breaking our backs, doing this irrigating by hand. Why, if it wasn't for them Sky Boys, our pump wouldn't be busted.
Well, wait a minute, Grandpa. You was the one that busted it.
And why did I bust it? Just when I got my wrench set on it, one of them tin-bellied buzzards flied over here and blasted away, snapped everything, including my suspenders.
Senor Grandpa, the pump will be fixed this afternoon. Your Mac said the new connecting rod was coming in today.
Well, that don't give them air fellas no right to...
Oh, Luke! Mac just called. He said the Los Angeles distributor don't have the connection rod. They're going to have it sent down from San Francisco.
Holy smoke.
Now, that's just dandy. No pump, no rain, no nothing. It'll probably be 2 weeks before they get that thing here.
Well, ain't nothing we can do about it, Grandpa, so let's just stop complaining and get busy.
Time you went too far. And don't you try to stop me.
Hey, wait a minute, Grandpa. You can't fight the government.
Why can't I? Didn't I do it when we had that hole in the road and I wanted to fix it up?
Yeah, but that was just the county. This time you're fighting the whole United States Air Force.
That's what I like about it. Makes a more even battle.
That car.
You're going pretty fast there. Where do you think you're going?
I want to see the head airport.
Just what do you want to see the colonel about? Maybe I can help you.
I want to see about all this blasting your airplanes are doing.
Oh, that. The best thing you can do is write a formal complaint stating locale and the time of day. Forward it by mail.
Well, I ain't got time for that. Now, look, if you just step back so as I don't get no tire marks on them shiny boots of yours, I'll get on in.
You can't come in here. This is a restricted air station.
More power to you.
You don't seem to understand. No visitors are allowed.
I ain't no visitor. I ain't coming in for tea and crumpies. I'm coming in to see the manager.
Just a moment. Now, turn this thing around and head it out. You can't come in here. Come on, old man. You can't take all day.
Well, now, I just hope you know what you're doing. You're ordering a taxpayer around, and by rights, you work for me. I pay your wages, right?
Right. And you'd fire me if I didn't do my job, right?
Right.
Out.
Evans, Constant, Fox.
Something round with a picture on it.
I voted for you, now you can do me a favor.
Burns. Donovan. Pollock. Nielsen. Landon. Whitaker. Macario. Hey, Sarge. I check off for Landon and I don't see him on the list. Now, who could that?
Hey, that hat, the wise guy. Hey, Landon!
Take over, Murph. We got ourselves a trespasser. Lost him. Call the provost marshal and get 3 or 4 more men. This guy's pretty cagey.
Now, I'll do all the talking, sugar.
You do think it's all right we come here, don't you, Lou?
Well, of course. No telling what Grandpa will do in a foul mood. I think it's best we get him in tow just as soon as we can.
Can I help you folks?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. We're looking for our Grandpa.
Is he with the military service?
Oh, no, he ain't.
Then he must be civil.
Well, generally I'd say so, but today I can't guarantee nothing.
What does he look like?
Oh, well, he's just an ordinary fella, kind of farmery looking, you might say. He's got
He's oldish.
Oldish, and tall, kind of.
Nice looking.
Yeah, and he was driving a Model A Ford Touring.
Model A. Old fella. Wore a hat with no dent.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, you painted a perfect picture of him. Have you seen him?
I sure have. Name's Landon.
Oh, no, Grandpa's name's McCoy. Amos McCoy.
His identification disc had his picture on it, and the name Landon.
Identification disc? What? Grandpa ain't got no identification disc.
He had one when he came in here, and he used the name Landon.
Well, I sure would like to know why Grandpa's using a different name.
So would I. May I see your driver's license?
Sure. Glad to. Yes, sir. There it is.
McCoy, blue eyes. Description fit you all right?
He's fattened up a bit since I've been feeding him.
Yeah, me though, Luke McCoy.
May I see your car registration, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been Luke McCoy ever since I was born, I guess.
Why does the registration on this car say George McMichael?
Oh, that. Well, because this is his car.
He's our neighbor. We borrowed it from him.
Hey, Sarge, the provost marshal's sending over a detail.
Good. Better call him back and tell him I'm holding 2 more people here. Some connection with them and the fellow we're looking for.
What's Grandpa done?
We don't know yet, but whatever it is, we intend to find him before he does it. We'll have to detain you a little while. Park it right over there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, let's take it from the beginning. Now, tell me again just why you came here.
We came here to stop our Grandpa.
Right.
Stop him from what?
Well, to stop him from doing something he'd be sorry for because he was mad about them planes blasting.
You see, Our grandpa ain't exactly the type of person that goes around looking for trouble, but, well, he always seems to find it. Like that time back home in Smoky Corners.
Back home where? Smoky Corners, West Virginia. Population 307. Queen City of the Moccasin Creek.
You know your snakeskin bookmark?
No, I don't think I've ever seen one.
Well, they're all made right there.
Why, it's known as one of Smoky Corner's biggest success stories. This fella, Al Becker, started that whole industry with one old snake and a big idea.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, let's get back to your grandfather. Just what was Mr. Landon planning to do here?
That's big enough writing. Must be the head man's office. Anybody to home?
Cover that other office. All right, Landon. Drop that classified material.
All right, now. Who are you going to give this classified material to?
Nobody.
Look, Landon.
My name ain't Landon. My name's McCoy.
But that identification disc that says Landon on it, where'd you get it?
Found it in a bunch of junk.
Well, then somebody must have lost it. Man needs it to get on the job.
Not now, he don't. Roosevelt done beat him.
You mean to say you got on the base? Yes, I suppose you do. Where were you born?
West Virginia.
Where in West Virginia?
In Smoky Corners.
I never heard of Smoky Corners.
Well, it's about 57 miles south of Wheeling. You turn left where Moccasin Creek empties into Tadpole Swamp. That's our resort area. Tadpole Swamp's famous for mud bears, you see. Sure as just about anything that ails you.
Maybe I better start back at Wheeling again. I can't seem to find it on the map.
You want to watch out for snakes if you're mudding, though. But if you do catch one, Al Beck will give you 10 cents for it.
I still can't find it on the map.
Well, it was there when I left.
Murdoch. Oh, yes, sir. Well, so far I haven't been able to get a thing out of mine. How are you doing with yours?
Say, if you want to talk private, I'll get on about my business.
You'll sit right there. Now, what were you saying, sir?
Well, my party says that the old man came here to complain about the sonic blasts. Yeah? Yeah, well, that checks. Well, they also say he's their grandfather. Hmm? Yeah. All right. How old is your grandfather, and when was he born?
He's 65.
He was born July 23rd, 1894.
Born July 23rd, 1894. Well, check that out, will you?
Right, got it. How old are you, and what's the date of your birth?
Well, I was born the year of the big freeze in the Smoky Mountains. My pappy said it went to 14 below zero.
I don't care about that.
Well, you would if you was there. Take that nose of yours and freeze her up and snap her off just like a lizard's tail.
Just answer my question. How old are you?
Well, my pappy said that was the year the still blowed up. Covered all the woods with moonshine.
That has nothing to do with...
Did you ever see Drunk Sparrow?
All I want to know is how old you are.
They was falling out of the trees right and left.
We're getting no place. Maybe you better give me another check question.
That was 65 years ago. July 23rd, 1894.
Please, I can't hear. Major, what do I do now?
Well,
let's see. Look, Mr. Marshall, I don't know what you're whispering about.
What's our grandpa done anyway?
He entered this base with false identification. And he was caught in a restricted area with highly classified documents in his hand.
Oh, well, then you're pretty safe there. Why, you could write your secret stuff across the side of one of them airplane barns of yours out there, and Grandpa wouldn't know what it was. He can't read a word. So help me.
Listen, this is what this thing about to do. Really? Yeah, we'll try it. Can you read? Can you read?
Of course I can read. Who do you think you're dealing with? Some ignorant old man?
Right here. Read this.
I ain't got my glasses.
Hold it close to your face. I want you to read that for me.
All right. It's a sad state of affairs in the United States of America when an old farmer has to read for the boys in blue.
I can read.
Here then.
You will read me that air-to-air refueling schedule.
Air. Oh. Air-to-air fooling. Sure printed nice, ain't it?
But not nice enough to read upside down.
I know that. I was just checking on you.
No problem here. I guess it's just a routine sonic blast complaint. Right. Will do. All right. You're cleared. Your grandson and his wife are waiting for you at the Provost Marshal's office. The AP sergeant will drive you over there.
Kate and Luke is here?
Well, apparently they were worried about you.
Well, now, ain't that a fine state of affairs? You'd think I was some ninny that's always getting himself in trouble.
You see, we couldn't irrigate, so the tomatoes are going bad. And we can't get the pump fixed until Mac's Hardware Store gets that new connecting rod from San Francisco.
Oh. So that's what started the whole thing, huh?
You know, we're all living so close, I think it's only fitting we should be friendly with one another.
I agree with you. And I'm glad that you understand our position in the matter.
Oh, yeah, we do. I just hope you can explain it plain enough to Grandpa. See, he ain't an easy listener when he's got something on his mind to say, and, well, he's really down on you.
Well, let's see if we can think of some way to show him that we're friendly. Got an idea? Get me air traffic communications.
Did you hear that, Luke? I think it's right nice of the Air Force to want to be friendly with Grandpa.
Yeah, and a lot safer for him, too.
You flap-jawed, tin-bellied buzzard! In there?
Right. Yeah? Fine. All the connections were made all right, huh? Good. Thank you very much. Well, I think now that we were beginning to get things...
So, I finally got to the complaining room, huh?
Now, Grandpa, you just calm
Now,
down.
you hush up. I got a lot of things in my chest. I'm going to get off before I bust through my overalls. Now, I got a lot of things I want to tell you, young
Grandpa,
fella.
the marshal's got something to tell you, too.
But I was here first. Now, first off, I want to tell you about a farm, or what used to be a farm, but what's now just a nervous patch of dirt. How would you feel if you was a chicken and all of a sudden you heard, pow! And then you got a bunch of flying, shaking, nervous chickens all around the place. Why, my next door neighbor down the road a few That's just covering the outside troubles at our place. Inside the house is just as bad. Well, why couldn't they stick with your humming airplanes? I was getting used to them, but they wasn't loud enough for you. No, you had to get some that boomed. You never satisfied, give you an inch and you take a mile. You see, you're having trouble with your water pump, too. Well, you probably deserve it.
Hey, Grandpa, that connecting rod is for our water pump.
Why, the skies is just filled with them. Huh?
Yeah, the provost marshal here radioed one of his airplanes up in San Francisco and had it flowed down special for us.
He did? He did that for us? Turned one of them skyscrapers into a delivery truck? Who told him about it?
We told him about 25 minutes ago.
Yes. You see, we have flights to and from San Francisco all day long. And that's why they pass over your farm.
25 minutes ago? Why, San Francisco's hundreds of miles from here.
Well, Grandpa, hundreds of miles is just minutes in one of them jets.
There you are, Mr. McCoy.
Thank you. I'll be doggone. Here's me a whopping at you, and you're doing errands for me.
Well, you're not the only one that's complaining. The point I want to make is that sonic blasts are absolutely harmless.
You see, Grandpa, there ain't no actual blasting going on. It's just that them jets go so fast they kind of push the air out of the way.
Is that all? It makes a fella think twice before he breathes too fast. I'm mighty sorry to cause so much upset.
Well, it's good we got it all straightened out. Now, maybe you can explain it to the rest of the farmers in this area and convince them that it's harmless.
Oh, sure. I'd be happy to do that, yeah. 25 minutes from San Francisco. She must have gone like 60.